And a very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, or time-appropriate greetings. Welcome to Speed Gaming 4, and welcome to tonight's Super Metroid Link to the Past Randomizer Monday Night Community Race. We got a good one for you tonight, folks. We've got a hard mode Logic Seed. On stream today, we have Aussie101, Solsky, Maniacal, and Asder, as well as several off-stream participants this evening. I am Captain MD13. I'm joined tonight by Leslie Pro 04. How you doing tonight, Leslie?
Doing well tonight. Hi again, everybody. I am definitely looking forward to this. Hard Logic's going to throw a lot of different stuff at you. One of the more common things you could see and probably will see will be upper Norfair Hell runs. As for any other oddities and differences between this and normal logic, we'll get into them. But that logic only affects Super Metroid. It doesn't have an effect on A Link to the Past yet. Much as I'd love for that, but not a thing.
Unfortunately, no. One of the more common hard logic tricks you may see that seems to like to rear its ugly head a lot with our runners is gravity suitless Meridia. That's one that a lot of folks are always happy to see, in chat at least. But yes, we should...
What was that?
That was probably Solsky turning something on. That happens. But yeah, folks, our runners will be starting for what in Super Metroid, because they have the option to change their settings and all that, get all set for Super Metroid, get their controls out of the way now, but it looks like we are off, ladies and gentlemen.
That we are, and we are starting at the ship. There's two choices here. Go down to where Vanilla Morph is, or go right into Link to the Past.
Yeah, if they elect to stay in Super Metroid, there are two logical checks they can make right now. One is Vanilla Morph Ball, the other is the Retro Brinstar E-Tank, which it looks like Solsky is going towards.
And what you're seeing here is an island check before the save and quit, which we're not going to be picking that up as that's 10 arrows. But we are going to need that in Super Metroid as we got Plasma Beam for Aussie and Maniacal. I did not see what Asder picked up.
He picked up our Can Fly. That would be Morph Ball bombs.
That is interesting because even in normal logic, the game can demand that you do infinite bomb jump. Oh boy. I don't have the rhythm for that, admittedly, and Solsky is just going to reset as that's missiles.
Yeah, nothing in the early Super Metroid checks for us this time around. Now, Aussie did give us an early map check. I'm not 100% sure about Eastern. I believe it was a crystal, but Hera, I believe, is also a blue crystal, and Desert, I believe, was a red crystal. Lumberjack only giving us a 5 arrow cap upgrade as Asder picks up that plasma beam. We also got to look at our tier 3 tree pull, but it was just hard. So the thing about the randomizer is that for whatever reason, when you start in Super Metroid and then transition to A Link to the Past, the tree pulls default to their higher tiers. So if you pull the tree, you'll get your tier 3 if you haven't gotten hit.
Aussie opting to pass on that missile pack.
So the two things our runners will be primarily looking for to really kick things off this seed is they'll be looking for the two orbs, Morph Ball and the Moon Pearl. And we've got Maniacal kind of going a bit, taking the uncharacteristic south to north CAC route, blind checking the race game here. Not a particularly common thing you see nowadays. Does get some bomb money, though, but he is also elected early to do the Houlihan play, so his cash is already in good shape, and that map check from Maniacal does confirm Eastern is a crystal. We also haven't seen too much significance on the... I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
Well, this is an interesting situation for Aussie. Short on money for bombs, a hey spring ball, and some supers. So, taking a trip to Blind's hideout to try and get enough money for him, or maybe some bombs there. Not the case, but some goods.
Interesting. Now, I also unfortunately blinked and missed what was on the library, so luckily the rest of our runners will no doubt be checking that within the next couple of minutes, so we won't be missing out on that too much.
And that is a reserve tank picked up by Aussie, and a glove, and a well-timed heart container. Not sank heart, but it'll do.
Unfortunately, no bombs and only 10 rupees total, but those are from the pots, to be fair.
Actually, the pots are going to do more than what some would think, because those pots actually gave Aussie the requirement for bomb money.
Precisely. On top of that, it looks like the chicken hut has a bottle of blue goo, so we're going to be able to route in a very convenient sick kid check here, and this yields us just another pack of missiles. Chad is saying that the swag net is the item in the library, so most likely won't be getting that unless we want to definitely make sure Aga 2 is a cakewalk, and the bottle vendor giving us expensive bombs. Maniacal will be our first runner to check the back of the well here, and it's for another missile pack.
Tend to find a lot of those in Randomizer, but here's the thing to keep in mind: the amount of packs between missiles, super missiles, and power bombs, their numbers aren't going to be at their vanilla game levels. Those are also shuffled.
Indeed. Now, Solsky, taking a bit of an interesting route here, is electing to try and hold off on doing Kakariko and go instead to Sahasrara's closet. Now, unfortunately, we know that a glove is in Kak, so Solsky will unfortunately have to backtrack there eventually. We also get our green pendant hint, and it is in Palace of Darkness.
There's a grapple beam in Sahasrara's closet.
Indeed. Also, I thought I saw something else important coming out of Sahasrara's closet, but I blinked and I missed it.
Ditto that grapple beam is the big one that I saw.
There was also Lamp. I just observed my playback, and chat is reminding me. So yeah, we got an early Lamp. So Logical Lamp, Logical Glove, that is Death Mountain access.
That is also access to a couple of quick checks in Norfair's business center.
True. It also puts us only a cape away from Aga 1, which none of these runners want to see. Well now.
That mirror now puts Tower of Hera into logic, depending on how... Wait, we got mirror, we got lamp. Yeah, Tower of Hera is 100% doable.
100% doable with even with Hera Basement. That is incredibly convenient. Solsky, meanwhile, not finding much in Eastern Palace so far, just the map. Heading to the compass chest. Actually, no, that's not the compass chest.
Now, this would be the map chest coming up. The first one was the Cannonball Run. Compass in the map chest. Okay, game, have it your way.
Well, this also unfortunately confirms that there is a guaranteed item on Armos Nights, which granted our runners will be picking up anyway since Eastern is a crystal, but they're going to have to, unless of course Solsky finds a bow of convenience in here, this will be a double dip for Solsky. Meanwhile, Asder and Aussie both pulling out a sword from the flooded dam.
Not just any sword, but the Master Sword. That opens up Aghanim.
That's bad. Well, for the runners. So yeah, that's 8 minutes in, and we've already got access to AGA 1. That has got to, that's got to be mildly concerning. Although technically our runners don't know that yet because everybody besides Solsky has not seen the lamp, and Solsky has not gotten the swords. So, meanwhile, Mini Moldorm Cave, a cave of missiles here.
It was a miss of a cave.
Yeah, I would prefer a Hiddle cave. Solsky is going to go all the way to the vanilla big key chest, which we do know is in logic. Well, Solsky knows that too, actually, since he's the one with the lamp. Unfortunately, with not many hearts, has got to take it a little easy with these anti-fairies, but manages to get the quick check anyway, but it's just for a pack of supers. So nothing of extreme significance in Eastern Palace to start things off here.
An Ice Rod Cave only having a pack of missiles.
Well, meanwhile, we're getting our look at the front of Hyrule Castle here from Asder and Maniacal, our first check being the key to Dark Cross. To answer question in chat today, we are playing a Super Metroid Hard Logic Seed.
Now Solsky's going through Kakariko.
He's eventually going to get that glove, and once he does, the Salshore checks that second sword. Where is Metroid? So the story with this combo randomizer, it is a custom-built ROM hack that has 4 different cross-game portals, which are in normally 4 useless locations in their respective games. What's going to happen is, once our runners get the tools necessary to do some Super Metroid exploration, right now they can't do much, since they don't have the Morph Ball, they will be heading to Super Metroid either by a hard reset, or by one of the 4 cross-game portals that exist in Zelda: A Link to the Past that can take them to various locations in Super Metroid. It would appear that Asder and Maniacal are both electing to go through Dark Cross without the lamp. Maniacal's gotta watch his health. Solsky
has a blue potion. Probably didn't want to use it that early, but runners don't want to die with a potion in the pocket.
Well, to be fair, there is another bottle of blue goo at in the back of Escape. And it looks like our Dark Cross item is just the red meringue.
Not what our runners wanted to find there, but it has its uses.
Indeed. So with our current equipment, we are down to, as far as known checks, we have Agina's Cave, we have the 2 Spectacle Rock checks, and Tower of Hera. That's about it. And AGA 1, unfortunately.
Also, whatever we find on the mountain could open things up for us.
True. Oh, and chat also reminds me that we do have the old man, who is perfectly in logic as well. So yeah, not a barren start to this seed. Certainly, at least there is some indication of direction for our runners. Unfortunately, one of them is bad.
Yeah, one of them's the one you don't want to do.
Now, Astor, I do not believe, has been to Sahasrarla's closet yet, so he does not have the lamp. I also don't think he's been to Back of Escape either, so he doesn't have the mirror.
Nah, he doesn't, but he's heading into Business Center anyway. Now, one of the checks you can do right away is this first one. Oh, wait, he does. That's just missiles.
Ooh, and
Wasn't
unfortunately...
quick enough.
Yeah, so he's got to wait for the... Well, he does have Plasma Beam, which could make this... he could intercept the... well, actually, Plasma Beam doesn't help unless you have Wave to go through walls, too, so... Now, you notice Astor had to turn on his Plasma Beam manually there. The reason for this is a sort of fail-safe measure for the combo randomizer. Because in Vanilla Super Metroid, the Plasma and Spazer Beams cannot be used together without causing extreme discomfort to the SNES, the beams are naturally turned off by default if Plasma and Spazer, that is, if picked up in Super Metroid. So they must be done activated manually if such circumstances are performed. So not much in the business center, and I am being informed that Astor does in fact have mirrors, so Astor will be our first runner tonight to go to Spectacle Rock and Tower of Hera.
Energy tank up top, that's nice.
To answer a question in chat, the 2 checks in Super Metroid that are in logic without any additional power-ups have already been checked by Solsky, and neither of them were significant.
Here we go for Hera.
Solsky also making the rush up to Death Mountain. After tripping a little bit.
And that small key is bad news for Astor because he does not have the lamp, so he's fire locked.
Yeah, and with no hookshot or various other methods, Astor will not be able to perform the Hera pot skip that runners have recently grown accustomed to performing. Ooh, and Solsky unfortunately ate his green vegetables.
Yep, just like Wart and Mario 2.
Luckily, though, he did manage to rescue the old man, so he does have a respawn point.
Not the worst death that you can take, but certainly a rude one.
And he was right in front of the business center portal, too. Now, because this is hard logic, as discussed at the start of the stream, our runners will be... there are some locations where our runners may have to go into areas suitless. For example, they may need to do Meridia without Gravity Suit. And there are 3 select areas of Norfair, specifically Ice Beam, Crocomire, and Bubble Mountain, that may not that are reachable without Various Suit according to the logic, but certain amounts of energy are required.
True that, and I don't think we're quite there just yet.
No, we still don't have any ability to do much in Super Metroid, because despite picking up those Morph Ball bombs and Spring Ball, they kind of need the Morph Ball itself to operate. Not sure if we commented on this, but we do get a check inside of Spectacle Rock, and it was just more Super Missiles. We have been getting a considerably large amount of Super Missiles as of late, so Super Missile ammunition is not much of an issue. We also just got our Dark World map check here from Solsky. Our remaining 2 pendants are at Misery Mire and Swamp Palace. And I don't remember if our 5-6 crystal was at Ice Palace. I want to say it was Ice Palace. I don't think it was Turtle Rock. Looks like everybody's pretty much elected to go do those Norfair Business Center checks.
Which makes sense. It's just that unfortunately, they're not going to work out.
Yeah, and while Croc Escape right now is only a hard piece, as of late, it seems that you always bet on Croc, as a few of my other friends in the community would agree on. There are still plenty of in-Croc checks, in Crocomire area checks available, although we're still missing a Morph Ball or Speed Booster.
And Speed Booster would also give logical access to Bubble Mountain, so Morph doesn't really completely block everything, but there's a lot that it does block.
Yeah, we're in kind of a weird scenario where we have good Super Metroid items, just nothing to actually put them into motion with.
And our other 5-6 turned out to be Turtle Rock, so
Okay.
odds of something being a Pyramid Fairy for at least A Link to the Past, not as good.
Indeed, they are not. Astor, meanwhile, has elected to reset and go to the ship. It looks like he's going to be gambling the 2 checks in, he's gonna gamble the 2 Retro Brinstar checks, but unfortunately, we know that these are not the progression he seeks. And I just missed what was in the Hera Compass chest.
I missed it too, but as for these checks, well, to paraphrase a certain Star Wars movie, these aren't the droids you're looking for. Actually, no, that's an actual quote. Never mind.
Well, unfortunately, it was the map, so that means the other item is on Moldorm. And we are down to this, Agina's Cave, and as much as I hate to say it, Aga 1. So, significant possibility that Moldorm is our progression here. Now, unfortunately, Solsky is running this on Fighter Sword, so we'll have to deal with an enrageable Moldorm here. And down he goes.
Yeah, pushed off. That's pretty rough. Especially with those hard hat beetles right there. And those blocks aren't lowered, so that potion gets used.
Yeah, unfortunately, though the 2 potions will certainly be good safeties, the general health pool not the most generous for this start.
I think the one worst one that I've seen is from at least the Zelda 3 side of things, was a required 4-heart Aga 1 climb on Green Nail. That was a bad time.
Well, looks like Maniacal is our first one to defeat Trolldorm and is only awarded with 10 bombs. So Moldorm not the answer. Also, this is now round 3 between Solsky and Moldorm. So we are either down to Agina's Cave, Zora, because the glove does put Zora into logic, and whatever's on the Pyramid Ledge. That's it.
Right now, Pyramid Ledge is looking pretty good from where I'm sitting, and if that Moon Pearl happens, okay, I see what you did there, Solsky. It's worth noting that if Moon Pearl winds up on Pyramid Ledge, then Aga 1 becomes hardwired.
Yeah, no way around that, unfortunately, and it looks like Maniacal is in the same boat as Asder was, electing to gamble the electing to gamble the Retro Brinstar items and excuse me. But again, this is not the answer we're looking for.
As they're playing dodgeball with the tiles of death.
Sorry, Link, but your progression is in another side of Hyrule.
Or an even better one, sorry, Link, but your progression is on planet Zebus!
And it looks like Aussie is headed there too. Oh, this is just unfortunate because everybody's basically going through the same checks, just hoping that they don't have to schlep all the way to Zora or do a Agina or Aghanim. Agina's a pretty far off check too, given the circumstances.
Yeah, true that.
Oof, Astor just took a KO to the Hard Hat Beetles. Ice Rod Cave was checked. It was not, I think it was missiles. In fact, look at how many missiles and supers everybody is packing. We're at 50 missiles and 30 supers on Aussie's side.
That's a significant amount of ammo.
It's actually already enough ammunition to take on Ridley.
Correct, that it is. Now, it's not enough to deal with Mother Brain just yet, but it's getting close.
So, yeah, if I had to hazard a guess, everybody who has not already gone to Eastern is going to go there now, hoping to not do Aga 1. I can't really foresee anybody going to Agina's Cave for a one-off check with all the density in Eastern being a much more distinct, or I should say a much more appealable location.
Yeah, because spending time in the hot desert sun does not sound appealing to me, even though it is still the cold of winter.
Not in my neck of the woods. It's been cold, but we got almost no snow this month.
You and me both.
Yeah, but enough about snow. We're not playing the festive mode for A Link to the Past randomizer. Anywho, does not look like we have anybody heading in. We do have Solski actually going in the direction of Agina's Cave, so we will see. We will see Agina's Cave and hopefully Desert Ledge while we're at it. Asder, meanwhile, taking down Moldorm. Unfortunately, Aussie going back through Kakariko to do all the bomb checks since he elected to pass up on them due to lack of bombs initially.
Well, that confirms that it's Aga 1 because that was just a single solitary rupee.
Yeah, unless there is a miracle Super Metroid item on King Zora at this point, the only other option is Pyramid Ledge. And it would appear that Solski, unless he's not done Front of Escape yet, might be making that play. No, he's doing, is he? Oh yeah, he's doing Front of Escape first, but yeah, he's gonna learn very quickly that he's probably gotta do Aga 1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Aga 1's hard required at this point.
Yeah, I will laugh hysterically if some kind of major Super Metroid progression is on Zora. It's happened.
Yep, I've seen major progression happen in just standalone Link to the Past rando. Both runners did Aga 1. Were debated. It turned out to be a farming seed, and I think that's what Aussie is doing right now, farming rupees for King Zora. It's time consuming, yes, but this is the best spot to do it, short of enemies having a 20 rupee stun prize.
Yeah, that's a good thing to note. Besides a couple big 20s and that 50 on the race game, we have not seen any rupees. And of course, the single green on Agina's cave. But yeah, there has been very little in the ways of money. It's all been missiles.
Yep, can confirm it's all been ordnance.
Ooh, check this out on Astor's screen. He is electing to attempt a splash deletion glitch here. So what he's doing here is he is using bombs and the red boomerang to try and overload the number of sprites on the screen and essentially prevent the game's splash animation from being visible here. In doing so, if the splash animation does not play, or the splash effect does not play, Astor will effectively be able to fake Flipper.
And it's not working, so he's moving on. And the stun prize is just a green rupee, the vanilla stun prize. Not very good.
That's unfortunate. On the desert ledge, we have... I could not see what that was. I will take a look at my playback. Looks like it was the bloomerang on desert ledge.
Nice, but not required.
And check out Solski making the play is going to go to Aggle 1. Now, Aussie is still short on rupees here, but he is going to elect to perform the Houlihan glitch via the back of escape entrance. And how you do this, as Aussie will demonstrate, is drop a bomb and have the bomb explosion push you into the grave, which will also displace your position just enough to trigger the Houlihan glitch.
That's a nice way to do that if you find flippers early, because having flippers, well, it eliminates the usual Houlihan.
Looks like Astor is electing to farm rupees as well here. Maniacal is following suit. They are desperate to not do Aggle 1 here.
It's understandable as to why they're exhausting every single option.
Unfortunately, Astor is doing this farming method from the Ice Rod Cave shopping mall, as the Light World equivalent is, or as the Light World equivalent is called. But yeah, not much here. Aussie did somehow did perform the fake Flipper though. So this is interesting. This is going to give Aussie the Man Under the Bridge and the Zora check. That's unfortunately all that's going to give him.
Well, that's one of those I will file under the game nose, because you need Zora money, you don't have the flippers, but if you sequence break, you get the money. That sounds like par for the course.
Yeah, that's about your typical rando.
Yep. So now the question is, how many blue balls?
Yeah, now unfortunately this is different for every runner. Unlike traditional Link to the Past randomizer, SMZ3 does not standardize the blue ball and get and teleport count for every runner. I'm also going to guess 3 blue balls. For Solski, at least. Now, we did see a heart container on the Zora ledge, so Flipper's not required for that. Maniacal also faked Flippering and about to get the very bad news that if he did this maybe 3 minutes earlier, some time would have been saved.
See what the Scamfish has for us today. That's a hammer. That gives us access to East Death Mountain. AGA 1 may not be necessary here.
Oh, this is a moment of truth here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, no scam this time around for sure.
Although the scam of doing AGA 1 without Moon Pearl is you don't get your health recovered, you don't get your magic recovered, and that may be required as that's a speed booster.
Oh, if the Moon Pearl is behind Speed Booster, that's just gonna put icing on the cake.
As for Solski, that's a direct trip to Super Metroid with that.
It's like, I don't want to check Zora, I am getting right out of Dodge. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be a good one.
That's just missiles on the island.
So Solski's first order of business is going to be to use Speed Booster to check the Terminator. Just 20 bucks.
Yeah, Terminators had to take a pay cut recently, and it's unfortunate.
To answer a question, King Zora is in Logic. The only thing that is normally required in the vanilla game is the Power Glove, which all of our runners do have, so that hammer is perfectly in Logic.
It's just a bit dirty because of the lack of money early.
Yeah, it should be noted that money does not get factored into the Logic, since there are places to farm it up. And as they're now also getting the unfortunate news about the rich guy under the bridge. Although Green Brinstar not yielding too much in the way of interesting equipment, except that.
Yeah, that I didn't see what was below the speed booster blocks, but I did see that bow. That puts finishing Eastern as a possibility.
Which we do know has an item. There wasn't anything in Lower Paradox Cave besides missiles, and what is with all these missile drop? Oh, there's the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, that's a Moon Pearl, so that turns the... Well, Speed Booster leading to the Silver Arrows in Big Pink. That's some good stuff that's being found. And an energy tank. I'm sensing Upper Norfair Hell Run to Bubble Mountain.
It's certainly getting fairly close. We now have the equivalent of 4 known energy tanks, with 1 reserve on Solski's end. But unfortunately, with that Moon Pearl in Paradox Cave, that actually logically kills AGA 1.
Even so, that could still benefit Solski for turning in Big Bomb later on if the mirror is found.
If the mirror is found, you say?
Yes, because then you can basically mirror from Bomb Shop to Light World and then go through the Dark World portal to get to where Pyramid Fairy is.
Okay.
Well, you have to use Big Bomb.
Yeah,
Doesn't seem likely in this seed because of where one of the 5-6 crystals are, but hey, stranger things have happened.
They sure have. And you mentioned the quick check for the Big Red Bomb, and they will be able to do that since they all do have that mirror from the back of Escape. Now, Hype Cave, unfortunately, was complete trash, besides giving another 300 rupee drop. I think the game is just literally trolling everybody who farmed up those rupees.
Which wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
Because we found another 300 in Upper Paradox Cave. There was one in Hype Cave. Oh, there's something interesting finally. The Quake Medallion.
Yep, a K-45 earthquake. Meanwhile, Solsky is heading directly to Eastern to finish it.
Yeah, with Bow and Silvers, Armos Knights is going to be completely free, and with Hammer and Lamp, Pendant Pod is full clearable. So is Thieves Town, for that matter.
Yep. Here's the thing, though. That's a green pendant pod. You clear that, and you can just mirror and turn it in the green pendant right there. So, bit of convenience for that play.
Meanwhile, Aussie going to go do some digging. He's on, I believe this is dig 20 right here that just yielded that second big 20. We're on at least 25 digs already for just another 5 missiles. Now, it's, I would wager our runners are going to probably check Pyramid relatively soon. It looks like Maniacal is actually heading in that direction, so Maniacal will be next on the docket to get that speed booster. It should be noted that despite all that we have seen, still no sign of that Morph Ball.
That's an evasive one at this point, because there's a couple of spots. Well, no, let me phrase that. There's one spot it could be at the top of Red Tower at Alpha Power Bomb. That much is basically it in terms of the Red Tower area. There's also some areas in Bubble Mountain it could be. So yeah, this Morph Ball can be quite evasive.
Yeah, now unfortunately, despite having Speed Booster, we're still missing a Morph Ball so we can use a Power Bomb, so we can't get to Wrecked Ship. Because I think Wrecked Ship is Power Bomb locked, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, and those silvers that Solsky found in Big Pink are going to make quick work of this Armus fight. Just like that. And just like that, we have our first crystal.
Well, that's Solsky's second. He also killed Moldorm.
Well, second. But first, that involved the bow.
True enough. Now, luckily, with Silver's in tow, that's going to at least make Solsky's Ganon fight a lot more convenient, but the thing about that is, unfortunately, given where it was, it's a safe bet that every runner is going to be picking that up. We're getting a catfish check here from Maniacal.
There's our first power bomb pack.
I think that actually might be our second? I think there was one in Paradox Cave, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I must have missed it then.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think we saw a second power bomb pack. And it looks like Solsky is electing to hell run to Bubble Mountain, I believe.
Yeah, the problem with that route is you have to be able to set off power bombs. Oh, here's something that can be expected, and that's gate glitch. And Solsky has successfully executed it, so now we get to see what's down here. Room to the right is an E-Tank refill, an energy refill, excuse me, what are words? Definitely recommended to make use of those during hell runs.
Indeed. And it looks like Solsky is going to check Croc. Meanwhile, we have Aussie doing the Village of Outcast checks. Nothing of extreme significance showing up yet.
Four bombs for Aussie.
That's the most explosive chess game I've seen in a long time.
I don't know about that. I've seen some daytime talk shows be more explosive than that.
Fair enough. First chest in Thieves Town from Aussie 101, giving us our big key.
Nice catch with a grapple beam to avoid landing in the acid. In fact, that grapple beam is going to put a number of things into... Well, it'll make certain parts of what's next easier. Oh, and remember how I mentioned gate glitch can be a thing? Well, so is green gate glitch.
Indeed. Alright, 2 more checks coming up here for Aussie 101. Another hard container. Hard containers are starting to pile up a bit in A Link to the Past, so at least health is becoming a bit less of an issue for our runners, but there are the Pegasus boots in the 4th chest of Thieves Town.
That's a big movement advantage for Aussie. And I honestly thought Solsky cleared that with the Shine Spark, but game said no. Might have been a pixel off.
Curse those sub-pixels. But yep, it looks like we will be going fast in both games now. At least Aussie will. I would wager, though, that Asder and Maniacal will both be getting those boots in short order, since they are making these Skullwoods, and I would wager Thieves Town Village of Outcasts sweep along the same vein.
Well, Maniacal taking a death.
Oof. And because of those boots, that will give us a backup plan for Desert Palace in the event that it is boots locked. Solsky need to burn a little bit of ammo, but does successfully perform the green gate glitch you mentioned earlier.
Yes, this can be required in hard mode logic.
Unfortunately, Croc not providing too much of any value besides that shield. And even then, that's questionable in itself.
There is one more thing Solsky can get to. That would be the Indiana Jones missiles, and without Shine Sparking, it's gonna take some Grapple Ripper swinging. No, you missed the last one!
Am I crazy, or did Aussie skip that maiden chest?
I was not. I was watching Solsky try and swing across, which unfortunately that fall soft locks him, so he has to reset.
Oh, could he not?
Safety saves are a good idea in hard mode.
Oh, it looks like all 4 items were found in Thieves Town, so yeah, Aussie had good reason to skip that chest, so that explains a lot, actually. Aussie having no difficulty taking down Blind, and will get his second crystal. Meanwhile, we've got Asder doing a quick peek here at the graveyard ledge.
That's a powerbomb pack on Graveyard Ledge. Starting to find a few of those.
Yeah, we've got pretty much every morph ball. We actually have every morph ball system, known morph ball system at this point, except the morph ball itself.
And that's the one we need the most, ironically enough.
Yeah, now at this point, if you folks at home want to see a suitless Meridia dive, we are looking for, I think, at best, Morph Ball and High Jump boots. And then we can really start doing some suitless Meridia work here.
That would be correct. Chat mentioning Palace of Darkness. Yes, there is a chance of progression being there.
All things considered, well, actually, Solsky doesn't have the hammer yet, so I can understand why he's elected to not do pod yet. But at this point, I'm kind of surprised. Well, actually, I'm not. It makes a lot of sense. The other runners are waiting for the bow before they try to do pod and Eastern together. But
They just haven't
unfortunately,
checked. Yeah, they just haven't checked Big Pink yet, or
exactly.
any of Brinstar for that matter, because that's the key. But we do have a King's Tune check.
Yeah, Maniacal, the only one to, or I should say Aussie rather, the only one who could check this right now. Maniacal will most likely follow suit soon after picking up those Pegasus boots. And we're seeing another Hell Run from Solsky here. This time, I believe this is to Bubble Mountain.
It is not even stopping to check Cathedral because he does not have the means to do so.
And Aussie has elected to perform the current bomb jump, although that was completely unnecessary on his part, but it is faster to get over to Catfish in this regard. But yeah, unfortunately, no Kern jump required to skip Bagel 1 today. All the tools for that are already in place.
I actually remember, speaking of, you mentioned Kern Jump, and there was a race that was basically decided because one runner did the Kern Jump skip, the other runner basically routed the seat perfectly, but got beaten as a result of a successful Kern Jump.
Fascinating.
Oh, yeah. When you call a number of these randomizers, you start to see things that, well, you start to see things after a while that just add up, as Aussie going for splash deletion doesn't get it.
Yeah, I get what he's going for. He's trying to get the item at Waterfall Ferry while in the neighborhood. Solsky, meanwhile, not finding too much here in Bubble Mountain besides another energy tank, which is certainly helpful, but unfortunately not what he's looking for.
With how he's set up, it could be at speed. There is a place to farm for energy right up ahead in case he needs it. He's going to take some time to do that.
Yeah, this is a fair call, and with Speed Booster, the lava here will rise, and Solsky does not have Gravity Suit. He might want to consider turning that on. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, that's a turn it on or die in a lava bath situation, as that's a vanilla pack of missiles. And some super missiles for his trouble. Probably not what he wanted to see, but it is what it is.
Yeah, at this point, I'm trying to think where our next bit of progression could be at this point, because we can't access Meridia without bombs, or without Morph Ball, I should say. I think Pod is the play, and Aussie appears to be agreeing with me on that one.
Yeah, but there is one question. Is it locked? I mean, sure, there are sequence breaks that can be done to get around this, to get to the Bollock chest, but the question is, will those be necessary?
Good question. Now, in the event that it is necessary, Aussie, all of our runners do have the 2 potions that, at least one of the remaining 2 potions they picked up over the course of the start of the seed. Unfortunately, I do remember, I think it was Aussie that had to burn 1 on the trek up towards Tower of Hera.
Wave Beam's got a super missile as well. Solsky's thinking about, he's like, nope, I'm good. Reset. So we're not bow locked, so we can keep going by logic.
Yeah, Solsky is going to be very annoyed, most likely, when he finds out his progression is on Zora. Meanwhile, Astor has also taken down Blind. Will be rewarded with another crystal.
So that's interesting. Pod turns out to be key locked after all, because after the first key, there was a big key and something else that I totally missed what it was.
10 sticks. I think.
10 sticks? That's not operating at the time randomizer.
Yeah, now, it should be noted, as chat points out, as our tracker, Cool Papa Bell, points that out, I should say, is that the bow is in fact in logic, despite Aussie not picking it up yet, but to our runner's logic is merely a suggestion, especially when you can potion glitch and do stuff like that.
The other possibility for that room is to mimic clip. I shouldn't make note. So, not having a bottle, no big deal. There is a backup.
And Aussie would definitely be one to do something, is definitely capable of performing such a trick as well. Looks like Solsky is on his way to...
He's at least going to go back for the E-Tank, and then he might just head back.
Unfortunately, he has to head back because there's really nothing else he can do with his current equipment. And our Morph Ball is still missing in action. We have seen a lot of keys at this point in Pod, so I think one of these chests does need to be should be an item at this point. Never mind.
Well, Pod... Well, the placement logic for Pod does like to troll from time to time.
It's certainly doing a number on our runners, as they have to go all the way down to the Dark Maze here.
There's the Morph Ball! It's in the Dark Maze!
And chat literally asks, and ye shall receive.
And to top it off, for Palace of Darkness value, how about a Cane of Samaria?
Well, that's definitely a big one, because not only does that start make you thinking about Mire once you get Titan's Mitts, but it also makes you think about, it's also one of the keys for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, chat bringing up a good point that for Solsky, he really needed that to be at Indiana Jones to make this play work out. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and with that, Aussie is about to start chewing through the remaining Super Metroid checks out of the 100 that are in the game.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of Super Metroid open to him right now. He's got all of Wrecked Ship, he's got all of Red Tower, he's got Kraid's Lair, all the Hell runs as mentioned earlier. Partial Suitless Meridia, I think, can be done without high jump boots, but let's see if those show up relatively soon, and we'll start talking about Suitless Meridia then. But yeah, that is a very late Morph Ball, ladies and gentlemen. 55 minutes.
It's not the latest one I've seen, but it certainly is one of the later ones. I think I had a race one tournament where it was in Skullwood's big chest.
Wow.
That's the Spazer Beam, which Aussie is like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, especially since, you know, you already got Plasma Beam out of Sank. Yeah, that's not helpful.
Yeah, that's like a thanks but no thanks sort of deal. Maybe if you're looking for a wider hitbox for your beam, you'd pick that up, but other than that, nah.
Yeah, with that, the earlier you find it, the better, assuming everything else is miles away.
So Gauntlet had nothing.
Unfortunately. Solsky, meanwhile, has reset to go back to the ship here and will be probably heading straight to Link to the Past to go get the item on Zora, because that's pretty much all he can do right now.
Yeah, but the moment he can do that is the moment that he can head into pod, full clear it, and get what he needs.
True. Ideally, Solsky would go straight to pod, but he does have to go all the way back to Paradox Cave as well to pick up the Moon Pearl.
Looks like Solsky is setting up for a lava fly.
To answer question, Chad, the bow was in Pink Brent. I'm sorry, it was in. It was at the top of the Speed Booster Bridge in Green Brintstar.
Basically, where Aussie is heading right now.
Yep.
And he got it before I could even finish that thought.
Well, now, as they're finding Space Jump in Ice Beam.
So this Hell Run's gonna really pay off nicely for Asder, and Space Jump really gonna help with movement overall in Super Metroid. Drops a Crystal Flash to basically save his skin as Solsky is raging at the statue.
As I am not too surprised at. Very expert play by Asder to get that Crystal Flash pulled off. I'm just looking at the playback now of Solsky's rage missiles.
That's always funny.
Get ready to see some more, because in about a minute or two, Solsky will be getting that item off King Zora, assuming, of course, he's got the Zora money and doesn't have to farm anymore. Nice hammer yump there from Maniacal.
Yeah, for those not in the know, Hammer Yump is double pixel perfect in the sense that the bomb placement as well as Link's position on the bridge are both pixel perfect. I completely did not see it as there are other things going on.
If we have a couple spare minutes, if we have some downtime, I can check the VOD and confirm.
Well, right now, eyes are on Asder as we got ourselves Kraid. Is Kraid standing up, or is he being told to sit right back down? That answer, he's being told, sit down, big boy, as Aussie gets score spawn skip.
Nicely done from both of our runners. Asder very handsomely rewarded with the blue mail for that Kraid quick kill.
Looks like Solsky's hell-bent on getting out two Indiana Jones missiles, which I have a hard time seeing being anything of value outside of maybe Vario Gravity at this point.
In which case, this is definitely a hard mode seed, because that makes the Hell Run required.
Well, that's a Fire Rod on the approach to high jump.
Fascinating.
And a Rupee Horde at high jump.
Fire Rod's definitely a good one, because that puts Crystal Skull Woods into logic and is another Turtle Rock tool.
Not to mention, you need a means of defeating enemies in Ice Palace that can only be damaged by using Fire Rod or Bombers. So that Fire Rod opens that up once we get Titans made.
And Flippers. We are still missing.
Our runners can fake Flippers, so I would not be surprised to see one of our runners do that. As Maniacal doesn't know it yet, but he's closing in on Space Jump.
Yeah, he's gonna be happy to see that. And you mentioned the fake Flipper. If our runners do elect to do that, it is possible that Flippers may end up being not necessary this seed. since Swamp is a pendant.
Absolutely what I was thinking. Here's another thing that I'm thinking. X-rays and logic with power bombs. Space jump will make it easier, but grapple beam's the minimal logic.
Yeah, it gives Azador a nice power bomb refill considering he had to burn 11 for that crystal flash as well. There was nothing in the waterway of extreme significance, unfortunately.
Bomb upgrade, no thank you. Did not see what was at Green Hill, but I think Aussie noped out.
I'm gonna double check on my playback for you right there.
Blue repeat.
Yeah, it was just a hard
Gonna be
piece.
able to... Alright, so it was a dud. Aussie's now able to full clear Old Bryn. Could easily route this into Old Mother Brain.
Yeah, Old Mother Brain, if I recall, I don't remember if it was last Sunday's seed, but did end up having, was one of the first items in a very long series of logic chains for that particular seed, and it was annoying, that particular seed.
And Solsky took another fall. Well, at this point, we're more likely going to see what it is from Maniacal's side. Well, the Billy Mays room is Fighter Shield and Super Missiles, so I believe we've accounted for all three.
I think so. I don't remember if I've where the third shield was.
Grapple Beam was one, I think.
And yeah, chat's reminding me how bad that seed was. It was Screw Attack to Old Mother Brain to Flippers to Morph Ball and Waterfall Fairy.
Gross.
To answer your question, chat, yes, Aussie and Maniacal both have Fire Rod from High Jump Boot Approach.
Oh, no, Solsky.
And Astor elects to take his current equipment and make a wrecked ship play here.
I like this play because he can basically full clear it. As are Criteria Supers, just regular missiles. Not required.
Not to mention a downgrade.
And Vanilla Indiana Jones means that we know it, but Solsky doesn't. That Solsky has sunk his time into nothing. I didn't see what was up at the top of Criteria there, but it's alright.
We're getting a look at 230 missiles here, and it is an energy tank. Maniacal, however, finding...
Maniacal coming up with the charge beam.
Yeah,
Solsky's not going to be able to get that, and I don't think he's coming back here tonight.
Yeah, and with Plasma Beam in tow, Charge Beam is really good to have. Asdor, meanwhile, picking up another, I believe it was a missile tank, or nothing significant out of Spooky Missiles. And his next stop is Fantoon. Ooh, we're getting a Bomb Torizo fight, question mark, from Aussie.
Yeah. When you have more fall bombs, this fight unlocks, but by the time you get there, the equipment's just so easy that it's literally just a joke.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And this is just very unfortunate for Solsky that he's either electing or forgot to last location or just completely forgot about Zora.
I think at this point he's just bound and determined to get whatever's here, thinking it's required, but is, well, just it's just about as unfortunate as it gets. Astor, meanwhile, takes down Fantoon.
Yeah, I'd like to point out Aster had less than an energy tank of health, not counting reserves, going into that fight, and still only lost like 40 energy during the entirety of that fight. So that is very well done by Aster. I don't know if we've gotten a look. Oh, this is our first look at Norfair Reserve because we are getting Ether and Ice Rod.
Two very cold items in a hot place like this, probably getting put to the test, I would think, in terms of endurance, and great strategy by Maniacal to pick up the energy tank on the way out the door.
Astor, meanwhile, finding another bottle of blue goo in Wreck's ship. Yeah, with that Ice Rod, we are literally, if Bombos is not required for TR, we're literally just looking for Titan's Mitts, and then Crystal TR might be wide open.
Yeah, because at this point, that and Hookshot are basically our linked to the past side go mode items. As for this side, we still got a ways to go before even discussing that.
Yeah, we're logically looking for both suits, and that's actually just about it, if you can believe it, since we know where Charge Beam is parked, and we have enough power bombs for Torian.
And Solsky is trying to short charge through this. I don't know the timing, but I'm guessing the margin to get it in is slim. So to ask chat, for those that are in the know, how tight of a window is this short charge that Solsky's going for? Meanwhile, that's a very good Fantoon fight that Aussie's putting on.
Nicely done by Aussie. Asder, meanwhile, picking up, actually, wait, that was Criteria Power Bombs, never mind. That wasn't anything significant, I don't think.
3 stutter backed up all the way to the right. That just seems brutally tough.
Maniacal had to pull off another Crystal Flash here in Upper Norfair. Seeing a lot of Crystal Flashes here from our runners.
Well, it's hard logic. This is what you can be expected.
Indeed. Aussie about to get that third bottle.
Unfortunately, Solsky can't destroy these blocks without both Morph Ball and Power Bombs. Neither of those are in this area.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I've seen, this is Frog Speedway, correct?
No. This is something else.
It looks a lot like it.
Man.
Yeah, because I'm reminded of when Aussie shocked everybody in the tournament a couple of years back when he used, like, I think it was Spazer and Wave Beam to just walk right through those blocks in Frog Speedway.
I'm hoping somebody clipped that because that just sounds incredible. I legit cannot tell what's in the lava. Oh wait, that's a piece of heart. Never mind.
Yep, nothing of importance down there. Getting a look at the wreck ship reserve here from Aussie. Although I think Asder checked this as well.
No!
No!
He might have had it that time if he didn't bonk. That's
Also,
just super unfortunate.
also, I completely blinked and missed. What was in Wreck Ship Reserve? Well, I'll check my playback real quick.
Aussie just missing the shine spark timing.
Gets it
50
soon
rupee.
after. Looks like Maniacal's next up for a duel with Kraid.
And Maniacal has also told Kraid to sit right back down.
And will be very handsomely rewarded with that blue mail.
Solsky got onto the last gripper. He got there and sees the bad news.
Oh
Meanwhile,
boy.
Asdor's picked up the ice rod.
Oh boy. He's annoyed. The imagery speaks for itself, ladies and gentlemen.
There's something here as Aussie's going for it. Now it's a vanilla reserve tank.
Well, there is one more item down here in Wreck Ship, so let's see if Wreck Ship ends up being our answer. No, it does not. So nothing of significant value, I don't think, in Wreck Ship.
As they're just getting that crystal flash off in time. Charge beam was more fall locked past Krockemeyer. I don't see Solsky going back for it at all.
Yeah, if you have not already, definitely give our runners a follow because they are putting on a fantastic show for you here tonight. We also want to give shout-outs to our trackers tonight, Cool Papa Bell 2282 and Miss Metroid for pushing all the buttons, keeping us informed.
Interesting call by Solsky to go up Crumble Shaft. Gets an E-Tank, so that's an energy recharge. And we'd like to welcome those of you joining us from Speed Gaming. This is Super Metroid, A Link to the Past combo randomizer, and today we are doing hard logic.
Yes, and while we haven't seen too much craziness in the way of hard logic, we have seen some hard realizations from our runners tonight.
Oh, Asder's in trouble. He's going to have to get some big energy drops in quick.
His ammunition is maxed out, so these drops should be guaranteed energy. He's too low on power bombs, so no crystal flashing. Well, luckily, luckily it would appear that Solsky is finally heading around to do the remaining A Link to the Past checks that will eventually yield him his hammer at King Zora. Unfortunately, he is incredibly low on money, and now if he just dropped what he was doing and fake flippered over to the man under the bridge, he would have his Zora money. But it looks like he's going to follow suit with everybody else who did the exact same thing, unfortunately.
As they're waiting out Crocomyre's death animation on this side for lag reduction reasons.
Makes perfect sense. Super Nintendo games were very pretty looking, but they were very laggy.
Yeah, there were a number. There were definitely a number of games like this in the 8-bit and 16-bit era. But it was quite entertaining.
To answer a question in chat, Aghanim was not required despite early Master Sword and Lamp. The hammer was on Zora, the glove was in Cac, and the Moon Pearl was in Upper Paradox Cave. And the mirror was in Back of Escape. So that's how runners got to East Death Mountain.
Meanwhile, you can clearly see the rage just oozing from Solsky's timer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can't blame him, really, because the sea basically just gave him something he ran with. And meanwhile, Aussie has made it 3 sit-downs for Kraid tonight.
Maniacal now picking up those silver arrows from Big Pink. And we'll soon hopefully get that bow off of Speed Booster Bridge. Asder, meanwhile, picking up Charge Beam. I'm sensing a significant amount of rage building on Solsky's screen.
Oh, yeah, his screen is just oozing with it right now.
I'm giggling so hard right now. It's gonna get worse because he's about to get the 300 rupees off of the bridge guy.
Nope, he's going straight there.
Oh, okay, thank God. Please do not get hit. Oh.
He
That was
almost
close.
took a death right there.
Yeah, those crabs still do 2 hearts of damage. And answer question, chat, we're still missing flippers. We're still missing flippers, we're still missing suits, we're still missing hookshot, in case Ice needs it.
Well, let's just say if Solsky had gone to Hobo, we might have seen a rage bombing like any we've seen before.
Yeah, unfortunately, no medallions in tow, so it wouldn't be the full circuit. And Q rage in 3, 2, 1.
He just glares menacingly back.
To answer question, chat, the morph ball is in Upper Paradox Cave. Oh,
So
I'm sorry,
morph ball,
sorry.
I don't even think we've seen the last of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I saw morph ball and my mind immediately went to Moon Pearl.
Because Moon Pearl's at Paradox Cave, Morph Ball is in Pod Dark Maze. Oh boy. Well, in the meantime, we have got ourselves a Spike Cave play from Asder as Maniacal comes up with the bow.
Oh, and chat is confirming from the pause menu that Aster does in fact have the Cane of Samaria, and now he's got half magic to use with that cane.
As Aussie picks up Ether and Ice Rod.
Now, I do not remember. Excuse me. I don't remember how many items we found in Skull Woods yet. I think we've only found maybe one. I know we haven't found both of them. So back of Skull Woods could be our progression. We're still, we also could have progression on Helmasaur and the Green Pendant. That's still about all we can do in A Link to the Past right now. We're still missing flippers and mitts for ice.
We also need a number of different things to get access to the mire area if you're thinking about mirroring to get into desert.
Yeah,
because you need Titan's mitts and flute to get there from this side, which arguably would be the easiest way to get there.
The other way would be Variasuit and Lower Norfair.
Meanwhile, Maniacal is about ready to turn the Bomb Terizo into a punchline.
All right, Explosive Rage continuing from Solski in 5. Earlier than 5, now.
No, he's just doing a save and quit out because he has no further reason to be there.
Gotta hand it to him for for keeping on.
I'll take your word for it, Miss Metroid. Something tells me it's clip-worthy for the wrong reasons.
I'm sure it's already been clipped at this point.
Yeah, we're just not gonna see it on this end because, hey, we sort of don't want to be saying those words here.
Yeah, this is a family-friendly stream, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Asder is our first runner to check out the back of Skull Woods, and is going to be our first Mothula fight.
Just be careful not to hit him into the spikes too many times, because that nullifies your damage, which really stinks.
Yeah, Aster picking up the half magic in Spike Cave is actually going to make this fight a lot less of a headache for him, and down goes Mothula.
Big T for his troubles. And as Aussie is taking on Crocomire, we'd like to welcome those of you from Speed Gaming 2. This is Super Metroid, A Link to the Past Randomizer hard mode for this week. And we've already seen some hard mode things about it, such as a hell run to get space jump.
Ah, that is true. If it turns out Variasuit is on the Showcase Showdown, then that will guarantee that the hell run was absolutely hard required.
Maniacal is not picking up the Mirror Shield. I mean, it does help with some of the lasers. I think it would be more popular if it were capable of blocking Demos beams, but that's just me.
Actually, I just realized
when they made this game.
I actually just realized Showcase Showdown requires like lava diving and gravity suit and all that stuff, so never mind.
As they're setting up for a bomb jump, And he gets it without using the boots, which is a 2-pixel window. Very tough to hit. Very nicely done.
And gets, I believe that is the other item in Skull Woods, and it is just a big 20, so Skull Woods is not the answer either. We may be down to Green Pendant or Helmasaur.
Right now, Solski's on the right track to that.
Yeah, Solski is actually the only runner right now who will single dip pod. Which is probably the only saving grace for him right now, the only solace despite the mess that was the last hour for him.
Yeah, so all things considered, he's still very much in this.
Yeah, it is entirely possible that, especially considering that besides Charge Beam, there hasn't been anything else from the other locations besides the boots in Thieves Town. Because, yeah, Solski's about to get Morph Ball and Cane here, and defeat Helmasaur King for what is most likely our other progression. Oh yeah, chat points out Ether and Ice Rod, that's right. Which we know the Ice Rod at least is required.
Yep, so we're not going to have to deal with looking for that particular item.
Now, unfortunately, folks, if you were hoping for a pedestal seed, I think I think the chances for that have all but dwindled. I think the only thing that could be on pedestal at this point is either, well, that's useful. Assuming we could backdoor Meyer through Lower Norfair, the only thing that could be on pedestal at this point, well, if we could backdoor pedestal from Lower Norfair, technically, Mitz could be on pedestal. Ooh, and Solski took a KO in pod.
I didn't see where it was.
It was right in front of the Harmless Hellway, actually.
Nothing harmless about that.
Nope. Something tells me we're going to be seeing those rage faces for the entire rest of this race.
Chat also pointing out that you need Gravity Suit for Dragon, so Gravity Suit could be a pedestal thing.
True, yeah, but besides Mitts in both of the suits, there isn't much else that could be on Ped, because Hookshot is needed for Swamp. And if Flute is on Ped, that really doesn't matter, because Flute's not needed for the Crystal Dungeons.
Asder just came up with a speed booster off the pyramid.
And it looks like he's going right back to Super Metroid. And finally doing the Brinstar checks, I would wager.
Yeah, and those checks I can foresee him sending him straight back to Pod.
Yeah, Solski is about to get Morph Ball and Cane. Oh, this is going to be good.
He's just taking it out on the Kadongos.
Okay, he did get the Cane. I just confirmed on playback. Nice Shine Spark by Asder for Shaft regulars.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Chad. He went for a 50-50 that didn't go his way. Problem is, it was also a very time-consuming 50-50, so that just adds to the salt, really.
Indeed it does. But again, it really depends on what's on Helmasaur King and Green Pennant, to be honest, because it'll dictate where Solski decides to go next. Now, granted, we know he's got to go to Bubble Mountain to get that Ice Rod at the very least. But that's about it. That's the only other Super Metroid check he absolutely has to do besides the bosses.
Because he's got enough ammo to do the bosses, although one could argue that not having charge beams is going to be a big inconvenience when it comes down to it.
Oh, it will be, absolutely. So yeah, if if anybody just coming in tonight is wondering why Solsky is the only one who can actually single dip this dungeon, the other runners did not find the bow in early supers before Solsky did. Solsky went back to Super Metroid way earlier after finding Speed Booster on Pyramid Ledge after doing Angle 1. I see chat talking about ammo, and I gotta say, this has been a fairly ammo-generous seed this time around, especially early game. We entered Super Metroid with, like, what, 50 missiles and 30 supers?
Sounds about right to me. The Solsky's closing in on Helmasaur King. Not nice to throw that fireball and Solsky goes down. 4-heart Helmasaur King is not an easy fight, folks.
Oh, and that's the worst spot, too.
I think the lowest I've ever had to fight a Helmasaur was 5 hearts, Randomizer, Chaos, Boss Shuffle, and it was in Desert, didn't have Hammer. That was interesting.
Well, that's even worse, because it's like, what, 12 bombs to... Oh, no, that's Limolus. It's like, what, 7 bombs to bust open his helmet?
4 by my math.
Oh. That's a lot less than I thought it was.
Nah, there's no way Solsky nopes out of this because because if he sticks to the knowledge that we all know, or if he senses what we know, then he ain't noping out of this because this is for not 1 but 2 items.
One of which, at this point, pretty much has to be progression since we've seen literally everything else that's in logic.
Maniacal takes down Phantoon. Solsky almost has a turtle party break loose on him.
Yeah, I gotta hand it to our runners for their Super Metroid boss execution tonight. They have performed a stellar job, if you'll forgive the pun, taking down these bosses.
A better RNG this time, as Helmasaur didn't drop a fireball. It's really what you want to see. You don't want to see fireballs at this juncture.
Ooh, Solsky was one hammer shot to behind the bandwagon, but takes down Helmasaur King for what I believe is going to be our last item, but more importantly, our green pendant.
And our Titan's mitts!
Well, now, that gives Solsky some options. That gives us Dark Death Mountain, the first chest in Hookshot Cave, once Solsky gets the Pegasus boots out of Thieves Town, of course.
Not
Fake
turning it in yet.
Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, with that, yeah, that also opens up out of logic fake flipper to ice. It opens up Turtle Rock. We can go, assuming it's not Bombos, we now have logical full clear of Turtle Rock. And it looks like Solski's first stop is indeed towards Village of Outcasts, so this will net him his Pegasus boots eventually. He also, unfortunately, his items are still quite scattered about. He's got to go get his fire rod from High Jump Boot Approach. I'm just going to call it that now because that sounds nice.
Well, high jump missile works too.
Fair. But yeah, he's got to get his fire rod, which he could do when he's up on Death Mountain just before doing the Dark Death Mountain checks, so that's really not too much of an issue, but he's got to go back to Bubble Mountain to get that ice rod. We've also been seeing a substantial number of energy tanks. If Varia ends up not showing up relatively soon, I wouldn't be surprised to see one of our runners do a Grand Hell run to Ridley. Though not in logic. It would also appear that the Titan's mitts have mildly reduced Solski's rage a little bit, as one angry face has now left the screen.
Asder's picked up the bow.
And looks like Aussie is going to finish up Eastern.
Good call to make here. Gonna have to go in to finish off Helmasaur King because that's our mitts.
Yeah, he did mirror from the Dark World in front of Pod, so this will be a very quick sequence of defeat Armos Knights, mirror, and then zip to Helmasaur. To answer a question in chat, that's something that happens occasionally on Aussie's stream. We're not exactly sure what causes that.
I do know that sometimes audio does glitch out in Super Metroid, and since both games run on the same engine, there could be a correlation to that. I can't say for sure, though. Solski's starting to get some health for the Z3R side.
And that's Armos Knights down for Aussie. Next stop, Helmasaur King. Also, that's where our single arrow with Destiny was. It was underneath Wreck Ship Reserve. I'm going to be very interested to hear Solski's reaction to the fact that he's the first runner on the restream, at the very least, to get Titan's mitts.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting reaction, because he struggled with what he struggled with for so long, and then as soon as he went into Pod, and he wound up finding something that put him right back in the running.
To answer question in chat, the Titan's mitts are on Helmasaur King. Aussie is on his way there right now.
Silver's making quick work of the mimics, as they do much other things that they heard.
Yeah, at this point, everybody's got their bow and silver arrows, so at the very least, their Ganons will be Master Sword with silvers. Although they would like to see a Tempered Sword by some point relatively soon.
Understandably so, as Master Sword Ganon fight, silvers or otherwise, is not a fun time. Here goes Asder in the pod. Nope, Eastern. Right dungeon location, wrong spot in the world.
Yeah, unfortunately, he
He's
did
having
not.
a hard time with Hellway because he hit the pixel, but unfortunately the enemies hit back and said no.
Well, to be fair, we also told that to Kraid for a while, so it makes sense that the enemies get their turn. Now, unfortunately, Asder did not mirror from the Dark World to get into Eastern, unlike Aussie did, so will not be able to conveniently route in a Helmasaur takedown.
As Aussie now has the Titan's Mitts, also has the green pendant. Will they turn it in? Oh no, that is a horrendous place to take a death for Solsky. As he died before that bomb went off, he has to go all the way back up there to do it all again.
That's another big ouch. Oh wait, the bomb went off. I'm looking at the playback.
I don't think it got through the floor, though.
It did.
An energy tank for green potion. That might have helped Solsky, but not that required.
Yeah, I just confirmed on my playback. The bomb did indeed go off and the floor panel did break. I think it did at least. I mean, we'll see in about 10 seconds, but...
I don't think Solsky's taking a chance, but here's the thing. Those lizards do enough damage to take him out in one hit.
Alright, looks like Aussie's our first runner into Dark Death Mountain. And yep, the floor paneling is indeed already open.
Well, he also had to go back for the chest, so it was at least convenient. And then he picks up a fairy drop. Game, that is just insult to injury right there.
Yeah, I missed that Sank Heart when everyone else went through Thieves Town earlier, but that is one of the jerkiest places for Sank Heart, just given the circumstances.
Getting our first look at what's needed for Turtle Rock. It's vanilla, it's Quake. Aussie can go right in and take out Trinex right now.
Yeah, I actually really like this play because you get Turtle Rock out of your hair now, especially since it is full clearable. Go-moding Turtle Rock doesn't save you that much time, especially if the key layout is uncooperative. I don't know if Solsky picked up all the other chests in Thieves Town, but he should have had all 4 items by now.
That's what I'm thinking, or maybe he's just clearing it out thinking I'm stupid far behind. I best not take any chances, which I wouldn't blame him.
Asder's doing a little nice mock ball trickery there, and well, no more so fast morph ball jumping, but very nicely gets up to Wreck Ship Attic.
It's an interesting way of playing that room by Asder. Effective, I'll say that much.
Yeah, at this point, we're still missing, if you want to, folks at home, if you want to see Suitless Meridia, we are still looking for the high jump boots. Wow, that is a double key in Turtle Rock. Unfortunately, I don't think the first chest was a key. Actually, it had to have been a key, shouldn't it?
I did not see.
Yeah, because this is the Fire Rock lock side. This might actually be a God TR.
Hard to say, really.
Spike Room was not a key. Okay, never mind. Yeah, there is like a God TR setup where if you get keys and a big key within a good, respectable time frame, you don't have to go to Laser Bridge, and you don't have to.
Ooh. Aussie getting run down by the chain chomps. Those guys hurt even with blue mail.
I think it's 3 hearts on blue mail. Not friendly. But Aussie picking up, before getting chomped, the Book of Medora, so that puts both tablets and Desert Palace as into logic and full clearable, which does mean we can now get Pyramid Fairy, which for all we know may have both of our suits.
At this point, I'm starting to think, when I saw the crystal layout, I had my doubts that Pyramid Fairy was even going to enter the conversation. With the way this seed is played out, it just did. Now, I see it brought up in chat, and I'll put it out there. For those in the know, what's the difference between hovering and Moldworm bounce?
One needs Pegasus boots, the other does not. Oh, Vanilla Turtle Rock big key. Also, Solsky, using the mitts, decided to do the whole Smith chain and ended up only getting a big 20 and something else useless out of hammer pegs. Now, we are going to see the purple chest as well from Solsky. I would wager that after checking K45 with purple chest in tow, he will perform what I like to call the phantom chest glitch, where turns out you can leave the purple chest behind, but if you mirror directly in front of Gary, he will still give you the item. Because the game still thinks you're trailing the chest a few frames after you mirror. I think that's basically how it works.
Something like that. This is a well-coded video game, after all. And there's the flippers. In Mimic Cave.
We totally just said that at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Turtle Rock, possibly double required. Because those flippers also are our logical way into Ice Palace.
The front of Swamp Palace also entered play just now.
At least up to left side swamp, yes it did, and that is still a significant number of potential items.
Solsky entering the artist formerly known as Hype Cave, as we welcome those of you from Speed Gaming 3 tuning in with that raid. This is Super Metroid Link to the Past with Randomizer weekly race on hard logic, and this seed has, well, it's definitely lived up to the billing of hard logic. I'll say that much.
Yeah, not so much with the Super Metroid trickery, but definitely with how everything's been playing out in terms of where stuff is. So we're getting a look at Laser Bridge and Gary's lunchbox here. There's the small key for Trinex. Unfortunately, Ossie's going to have to burn that third bottle of blue goo here.
Situations like this, safety door is always a good idea.
The laser's not being nice to Ossie this time around. Bet he's wishing he had that mirror shield right about now. Chad brings up a good point. It could be possible Averia is behind Ice Rod, so that definitely means Hell Run's hard required, but We shall see. We shall see. Nice item dash, though. Astor and Maniacal, meanwhile, finally both trekking back through Palace of Darkness and will get their Titan's mitts off of Helmasaur King.
Icehead did freeze the floor, which is unfortunate, but not the worst thing that could have happened. Here's phase 2. And Aussie takes
Oh
that.
no! Yeah, that smaller hammerhead box does not make this fight easy. And the unfortunate thing for Aussie is that A, he didn't take the safety door, B, he's got a, Trinex is still hard required. Solsky, meanwhile, showing us Super Bunny Cave, which was only a bomb cap upgrade and a flying super bomb cap upgrade, I guess. Also going to be our first runner to look at Hookshot Cave, only the first chest in Logic right now. And he just got rid of the skull that lets him do that. Oh, but he's going to be fancy with us and try a hovering.
For power bombs.
And it looks like he is electing to continue that hovering. Never mind. Alright, Astor now with Titan's mitts in tow. So pretty much everybody has Titan's mitts now. And hopefully Aussie has a little bit less trouble with Trinex here. Because yeah, Trinex still does do a lot of contact damage, even on Blue Mail, but down goes Trinex. That will be Aussie's 4th crystal.
Just missiles. But more importantly, Big Bomb's now open for business.
Yeah, just gonna be another few minutes, as Aussie does still need to get Desert Palace out of the picture. But Asdur looks like he has elected to fake flipper into Ice Palace.
Well, we know this is in Logic, technically, because, I mean, it's out of Logic for him, but we know where the flippers are in Logic. Maniacal has gone the wrong way.
Yeah, luckily you can reverse on that crossroad there. And this is interesting. Solsky is electing to gamble TR without Fire Rod. Oh, nope, he's memeing. Never mind.
I was about to say, attempting to hover TR ain't gonna do anything, and I don't think he's getting past this first chest. He has to go and get the Fire Rod as well as the Ice Rod.
Yeah, you are
anything here.
And you are correct, because this chest is not a key, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, missiles. Yep. Sorry, Solsky, you're done here. To answer question in chat, logically, we are still expecting, I think, a hook shot for all dungeons, depending on Ice Palace. For Super Metroid, we are still looking for our suits.
Well, there's our various suit.
Various suit behind the fire rod and Turtle Rock access. Where was the fire rod again? It was in Upper Norfair. Not fire locked, okay. Or not very locked, I should say.
Wasn't very locked, but the Trinex fight was. This is hard logic today. So, yeah, hell runs are one of the things that are possible.
Solsky, I think, was thinking about what to do now, but I think he just realized he's got his... Oh, I don't... Maybe he doesn't realize he has his morph ball?
Yeah, he has to go into pod to get that, which he is clearable with his equipment set.
Well, he's picked up the morph ball, but he hasn't gone back to Super Metroid since picking that up, and the morph ball is what's locking away his rods and the rest of the Turtle Rock access. Whoa, I just realized Asder has already killed Cold Stare.
Yeah, Asder wasn't wasting any time with that Ice Palace as Aussie pulls off the high jumpless lava dive. That is a tough one that I've only seen demonstrated a handful of times. And I will tell you this right now, it is extremely tough.
Indeed, it looks like...
High jump makes it easier, but without high jump, you're looking at something that ain't easy.
Indeed. Now, at this time, Cold Stare did, in fact, have a key, so at this time, Ice Palace is confirmed to be Kane of Somaria Lock, but everybody has Kane at this point, so that's not really a big deal.
Solsky doing a blind lumberjack play, unfortunately an arrow capacity upgrade. Maniacal's closing in on flippers. We find that our required medallions are vanilla today, as the Ether medallion is needed for Meyer access.
So that's good news if you are the runners, since you don't have to go searching for any possible medallions for any further pendant dungeon dives. The bad news is, logically, we are still looking for Gravity Suit.
As well as Hookshot. At this point, it would be nice to find the Ice Beam, but our runners aren't going to need it necessarily.
Yeah, Asder, unfortunately, Asder has Ice Rod, actually. If he's got Ether, he's got Ice Rod. So, Asder is going to now full clear Turtle Rock for that book, flippers, and, Pyramid Fairy Crystal. And Desert Palace was indeed boots locked. We had a small key on the torch and the missiles in the compass chest. Or the map chest, rather, excuse me.
With all the checks that are in these two games, it is so easy to lose track of something.
And there's
beelining it for Fantoon and Wrecked Ship.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if he elects to just completely skip Wreck Ship after doing Fantoon, because we know there's nothing in here.
So Aussie's closing in on the Land Mola fight, so this would be the other half of Big Bomb, so we could see that in our very near future.
Yeah, this will become very interesting to see what's behind Pyramid Fairy, considering that we are still looking for a couple of items. I think the last thing Aussie wants to see right now is high jump boots, because that puts Suitless Meridia into logic.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see that either.
Yeah, because I think Gravity Suit is pretty much our only way to do... Well, logically, it's our only way to kill Dragon and get out, but there are other methods, but not easy to do with our current equipment. It looks, however, like Aussie is going to, at the very least... no, he's going to go probably straight to Ridley at this point.
Well, with Charged Plasma, he could always check out Gold Teresa to see if that's needed for anything.
True.
I'll admit
Oof.
my knowledge of... Yeah, that was a rough block. My knowledge of Suitless Meridia is limited because I haven't seen it come up very often. But I could see a few rooms that would need ice. Now, navigating this room with Space Jump isn't so bad. It's just not having Screw Attack that makes it fitting of the title of Worst Room in the game.
Yeah, this is sort of a departure from our previous few races where Screw Attack has been obscenely early. This time it's missing in action.
Would definitely be helpful. Again, because it's called Worst Room in the game for a reason. Aussie not even bothering with Mickey Mouse missiles going straight through. Good shot there through the Key Hunter, because those Key Hunters do a lot of damage.
Especially without both suits.
Like, I gotta say this much, it always amazes me to see a low percent run get through this area, especially because it's just mind-blowing how hard. It's how tough it is, how little margin of error they have, and it went off. So good.
Nice spike clip by Aussie there to skip one of the falling spikes.
And Aussie going for Shine Spark strats doesn't quite work out as intended first time around, second time does. Maniacal heading into Desert the intended way. So we're just about to have our first fight against Ridley this seed.
Yeah, with Aussie's current equipment, this fight should be relatively a cakewalk.
Yep, it's just a case of be defensive and how you avoid Ridley's attacks. Shoot with supers as often as you can. Note it takes 30 supers to put Ridley down to 0 HP, and that's when our runners will intentionally get grabbed, because there's a little quirk about the Ridley fight. He doesn't die right away at 0 HP, he enrages for a bit, then dies. The grab animation speeds that up, just like that.
for some reason, because okay.
Again, sign of a well-coded video game.
And it's a chocolate E-tank for Ridley, I guess, because it's an E-tank for the wrong game.
Well, you gotta have heart, even for characters that are currently don't have any good heart.
Looks like Asder is following Maniacal's footsteps as well to Desert.
Good idea, and I gotta read this out from chat from a real cutie is that the devs put in Ridley's explosion at 0 as a failsafe because he's supposed to die when he grabs you, but after 10 attempts, he just explodes.
Uh-oh, and actually, Chad is pointing out while Asder Asder already did Ice Palace, so he probably doesn't need those flippers. That's probably why he didn't do Mimic Cave. Granted, he doesn't know the flips are back there, but even still.
Well, here's a question that's gotta be asked at this point on top of Ganon's tower. Do we have a hook shot in there? Now, there's a reason I ask this, is because the standard open weekly put the hook shot inside of Ganon's tower, requiring runners to go full right to get it. I was in that race, and quite frankly, I was salty about that.
Oh my. Now, Aussie, meanwhile, is now full Quispy as, almost, actually, he's missing Ice Beam, never mind, but he finds Wave Beam underneath the Ridley Cave, as I call it.
Yeah, that's a really good thing. That's a heck of a find, as it opens up a number of checks as well as adds some offensive output to your beam setup. It's not the full beam, but it's still pretty darn good.
Yeah, Charge Wave Plasma deals, I believe, 750 damage, while adding Ice only brings that up to 900, so offensively, Aussie's in really good shape. He does have to be super careful, though, right now, because he's down to 173 health.
Well, there's our last bottle.
That does not grant additional health in Super Metroid.
That depends if Aussie can do all of Meridia without Gravity Suit.
Which he may be thinking. It really will depend on if he goes to Meridia right now.
Except here's the thing, he did not do any of the other checks because he missed going to Mickey Mouse missiles. He missed going to the Golden Chorizo checks, so he might have left something behind there. Hard to say.
It is possible. But yeah, let's see where he goes next. Because if he feels like he's in a Link to the Past Go mode, then I would wager his next stop is going to be to cross over to Link to the Past and then go straight to Ice Palace. And that might be what he's doing. That's definitely what he's doing. Asder, meanwhile, is just taking down Landmolus while Maniacal is doing the Smith chain checks.
Real question I'd like to know is where are the other two swords?
That is a very good question, although given that Turtle Rock has already been full cleared, they're probably both chilling in GT. Ooh, this is actually an incredibly late waterfall fairy check now that Aussie brings this up. and the fairy gives out fairies.
Actually, that's pretty darn good considering that, well, fairy revivals do keep you around.
Yeah, not to mention, there's been a lot of Link to the Past KOs so far this seed. Asder, meanwhile, getting that Variasuit off of the Ether tablet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not believe we have seen a Bombos tablet check.
I believe you to be correct on that, so Maniacal's probably going to be keeping this chest with him, as well as the portal, so he can get both in one shot. It's about the best you can route it, really.
Yeah, because that's another check where our gravity suit could be hiding. And it looks like Asder is going to GT.
Yep, that
folks,
is.
Yeah, get your big key guesses in chat, folks, because you only have about 30 seconds, I think.
I'm dropping an 8 in there.
But yeah, folks, there are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower where the big key can be hiding, so definitely get your guesses in chat.
Didn't see what Maniacal picked up off Bombos.
I will take a quick look at that. One moment, please. That would be a super missile tank. But yeah, I know for a fact that everybody except Solsky has cleared desert by now. So yeah, at this point, Aussie is just going to zip straight through Ice Palace and go to GT. Maniacal is probably going to follow suit after delivering that big red bomb. So luckily, that Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave did give you folks at home an extra minute or so to go ahead and get some guesses in.
Solsky's heading to Kraid. You going 4 for 4 today?
And at this time, I am cutting off the guesses for the GT Big Key, and Pyramid Fairy is trash.
The Kraid quick kills are 4 for 4 as all 4 of our featured runners told the big guy to sit right on down.
Very nicely done from our runners tonight. Our first two checks in GT are missiles and a mushroom with a small key on the torch. Asder elects to continue left. Asder also, I think, just realized he doesn't have a hook shot. Now, he will not be finding, as Miss Metroid, one of our trackers, points out, Asder will not find Gravity Suit in here because Super Metroid mandatory progression cannot be in Ganon's Tower. Chest number 4, 10 sticks. Chest number 5, another heart piece. Chest 6, the magic cape. Where's that been this whole time? And chest number 7. Chest number 7, super missiles. And he elects to mirror and turn around and do Dark Magician strats.
So by that same token, I can assume the fetch quest items can lead to ice or screw, but not gravity, if I'm reading into what Ms. Metroid put in.
He elects to not gamble Tile Room. And let me just triple check. We're on chest 7 right now. So this is going to be 8 through 11 coming up. Solsky picking up those space jump boots from Ice Beam.
8's a big 20. 9's the big key. I was off by 1.
So we have a guess of 9, and the winner of this evening's GT Big Key guessing game goes to Miss Metroid.
Looks like we got our first crack at a Soupless Meridia from Maniacal.
Ooh, this is a interesting backdoor Meridia play here. So he's gonna try and most likely he's trying to go straight for Dragon here.
It's a play that makes sense, really.
Yeah, because if Maniacal can pull this off, he will also effectively be in go mode. He's electing to try a spring ball jump to get up here, and he succeeds. Nicely done.
Curious to see how this is going to work. First off, we want that Mock Droid off of you.
And there is part of Solski's Turtle Rock care package right there. Oh, his Crystal Flash did not connect.
Oh no, that is... he's going to have to pick that up again.
And his last save is in Rex ship.
Oh boy.
Oh, and that's gonna be GG. Solski has forfeited the race.
I don't blame him whatsoever. This was a rough night.
Oof, what a very unfortunate spot to take that KO there. Yeah, folks, give a round of applause for Aussie for tenacity tonight. He's definitely put up, or for Solski tonight, he's put up with a lot of unfortunate circumstances, but still kept on up until this moment. So yeah, round of applause for Solski, please, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, Aussie getting that big key now as well. And Maniacal is, he was struggling to get out of that sand pit in Meridia and has elected to reset back to the ship. Those, switches not giving Asdor a happy time either. It should be noted at this point that a lot of chests that have not been checked, and we do not have our third or fourth sword.
Or our gravity suit, for that matter.
And ooh, Asdor tried to hover the Moldorm gap, but not quite. And yeah, it should be noted, nobody who is in GT right now has a hook shot.
Which means it might have been at the Ice Armos, possibly.
Ice Armos, or maybe somewhere in Ice Palace, because I think I think everybody basically just decided to go mode Ice Palace at this point.
Well, they saw this hook shot blocked by logic, so they just said, nah.
Yeah, Aster having a little trouble, dealing with getting through this Moldorm 2 hover. Where is Hookshot, Semper Fire Dog? We don't know. Yet. Aster's starting to run out of health. It's gonna have to burn another one of those blue goos in a couple minutes. Aussie is creeping up on Aster real fast here.
Maniacal's coming up on both of them. He's just a nice palace away. For the book, that was...
TR, Chain Chomp Room.
It's probably a good thing Link got to, because otherwise it was getting used as a chew toy.
Yeah, and I don't think paper tastes that well. I wouldn't know, to be fair, so... Whoa, Moldorm chasing Aster there. So, looks like Ozzy is prepping the Moldorm bounce maneuver here. Doing a little pause buffering.
Oh, Aster almost made it!
Ooh,
Aussie had to bounce, but he was wide right.
that is
Rather
unfortunate.
wide left from the top down.
And this is why when I play Metroid Prime 2 Randomizer, I don't do something that skips a lot of things without a critical item. Alright, he's trying again. Wrong direction.
We got an uncooperative troll dorm.
That time Master just got knocked off. And yeah, he's gonna... Oh, he's actually got no potions.
Looks like
I
he's going
think-
for a fake powder.
Yeah, this is a clever move here.
Very nicely done. He just bought himself some time.
Yeah, they're both playing really, Aussie in particular is being real patient here with Moldorm.
Gee, you know what? That small key actually, seeing where it was in Ice Palace, that actually puts upstairs in logic. But Maniacal's
okay.
stealing the key for Iced Tea.
Fascinating.
And Aussie got it.
Right, he's
They're all
right behind
on its way
Asder.
up.
Yeah, keep your eyes glued to your screens, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a close one between Aussie and Asder. Although, Aussie is ahead by a Ridley kill, so he has that going for him going into this, final sequence here. Haga 2 not being cooperative here with Asder. Not doing much better for Aussie, to be honest.
Yeah, This is a very uncooperative Agatu, and we got a near simultaneous kill as they're a couple frames ahead.
Yeah, this is going to be good, folks. We may be having a simultaneous single G coming in chat for both of these runners.
Except Asder needs to get magic. That's the only difference right now.
And yeah, he doesn't have a bottle. Unless he wants to do that strategy, I saw Aussie do it once where he refilled his magic with the cane. It was really, really weird. And we are joined in the booth by Solski. Solski, a valiant effort to you, sir, and GG.
I hate hard mode.
Yeah, that was rough.
So, if you can believe this, you were actually the first runner to get Titan's mitts.
Not surprised at all. Not surprised at all.
Because everybody else went to pod before pod first and got Morph Ball, then went back to Brinstar to get their bows. So they had to double dip.
Right. Yeah, because they had the potions. I kind of read that entirely. Was they were either going to potion break it, and then not get it, or they were gonna have bow in hand, miraculously avoid Norfair, and then go to pod, but then they would have to continue on to Helma, because that's a really tough sell to kind of just say, hey, I got my morph in a pen and dungeon, I'm out of here. So yeah, I'm honestly not surprised. That's how it played out.
Also, apparently, Link's blood can resurrect Ganon. Did anybody else know this? Ganon just told us. Now, Aussie is in phase 3, but he had to burn his fairy, so these 4 hearts are all he's got left.
He'll be fine. He's in phase 3. As long as he gets past phase 2, that's like where the damage threat is real.
Very true.
He shouldn't take any hits in phase 4, or else he's the worst randomizer player ever.
Well, he did pull off Torch Glitch. I think he's trying to set up for a double, but Ganon's position's just not cooperating. Aster also running exceptionally low on health as well, still on phase 2, but does have the cape backing him up.
Yeah, he's doing the right strat. He used cape.
Yeah, pulling the wall also allows you to conserve your magic.
So where was Fire Rod? Because I think that would have been my go mode at that point.
It was in high jump boots, missiles before high jump boots.
I would have got that right after Ice Rod. And then it's just like full clear, Link to the Past, and then go to SM, finish bosses. I see Aussie found Varia. Where was that one?
That was on Ether Tablet. The book was in Turtle Rock.
So I could have done that before GT, so it's reasonable. No one found Gravity yet?
No. Or Hookshot.
What a seed, huh?
Yeah.
I was like praying for a suit at Hookshot Cave, and if there was a suit there, I would have finished no matter what. Because I was like, that's such a good advantage. Because I haven't found Hookshot yet, right? And I guess we'll never know at this rate.
Probably not, because at this point, all of our runners are actually. I take that back. Maniacal appears to be going to Swamp. He's looking for Hookshot.
I doubt it. I really doubt it. He can hover. So I think he might be looking for a suit because his ammo situation might not be good.
That is also a distinct possibility. Yeah, I didn't think about the suits, but yeah, get your single Gs. Meanwhile, for Asder and Aussie, who are now both done with their A Link to the Past run-throughs. Now, as far as Aussie's concerned, he just has to kill Dragon and get to Mother Brain. Asder, unfortunately, still has to take down Ridley, and is still down a Varia suit. Is he? I thought I remember him picking that up.
If he didn't pick that up, that's a huge disadvantage. And it's
yeah, it is.
It's a race to lose.
Okay, yeah, chat's saying he has Varia.
Oh, if he has Varia, then still, he's like a Ridley behind.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I would say Aussie's race to lose at this point. Like, don't know, I'm not sure where the other runners are, but clear 1-2. Just like with the high skill ceiling in the seed.
Yeah,
I'm just
this
disappointed, man. Like, like, what was it? Pantry doesn't come up that often for like a More for Pearl scenario like that. So I was like, I can't wait. And then I found the bow and I was like so hyped. And yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, King Zora just
My own meme. Like I couldn't believe it. It's I'm like scrapping that bow immediately. Yeah.
And yeah, there's Astor's various suits, so yeah, he's been to Ether.
Yeah, so that's fine for him. He's just gonna go. Where is he? Where's he going?
He
Uh.
he did kill Kraid. Everybody got the Kraid quick kill. Did he forget he's killed Kraid already?
No, I'm thinking maybe he missed the power bomb item due to not having
Oh.
power bombs at the time.
Oh, nice call.
Oh, well, except he's going to... Wait, he's already gone for a reason I can't explain.
Are you guys sure he's killed Kraid?
Oh, I see what he's... Yeah, so Chad is saying something about Spike suit?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can
He's
you
gonna
elaborate on this?
He's gonna store for Dragon Escape. Has he done any Super Meridia? By chance?
Come again?
Has he done any Suitless Meridia? Like, does he know what?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I was gonna say it makes sense if he knows what Main Street is. Otherwise, he's storing it for Dragon. But I don't know if it stores cross portals, so I'm really interested to see like how he handles this.
Uh-oh, Aussie had to go into his reserves just now.
Yeah, that's by design. So Aussie's setting up for Dragon Escape with the Crystal Flash. Yeah. So that's his only out. He doesn't have high jump. Yes, he should have Spring Ball Grapple, I imagine.
Yeah, everybody has Spring Ball Grapple.
Yeah, and he needs, at this point with his gear, without high jump, he's going to need to do the, what's the flash shoot, basically, escape, where he takes he does the Crystal Flash and Dragon grabs him. Which is really hard to do.
Chad managed to catch it before I did. The gravity suit is in left side swamp.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, no, you
just,
said it.
That's just Rando being rude.
That is rude to the hugest degree.
I think he had to win, so he's not looking for hookshot at that point.
Yeah, and he just noped straight on out. I think he is, I think Maniacal, he may be electing to do Grand Hell Run to Ridley, because I don't think he picked up the various suit.
Has he done GT yet?
Everybody else has done GT, yeah. Oh, actually, no. I take that back. Maniacal has not done GT.
Huh. That's a really odd decision. He must have not had TR as the final crystal for that order to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'm trying
really
to
weird.
think.
That's really weird because he can get more ammo in GT potentially, right? So that would further bolster his suits and say more fair for crystal flashes and stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm really surprised he didn't go.
I'm actually confused as to why he's not in GT right now.
Well,
considering he has all the crystals.
yeah, I mean, getting the gravity, he's gonna chase gravity now, but it's gonna be for nothing. Like if he chases full Meridia, oh, that's an oof. Because again, you guys know where Very is, and it's nowhere near Meridia, so
Nope.
he might get charged, but he's like super good on ammo regardless right now. So
Yeah, the only charge was a cosine room.
all right, so Aussie had the flash shoot stored, so now he's just trying to do the grapple escape. I don't mean to steal your guys' commentary, but
Oh no, not at all.
Man.
yeah, I guess you guys don't really have anything else for me or anything like that, or
I'm trying
Austin's
to.
out.
There we go.
Nicely done. And now he's using that Shine Spark.
Yep. He needs to use it here. All right. Well, I'm gonna part my way here and let you guys finish it up. So, thanks for the interview and the host and everything, guys, and thanks for putting up with my angry emojis.
Oh no, we
I think it was
we gave
very
the folks in
very
chat a good
thoughtful.
laugh. Believe me.
Yeah.
Yep, can confirm.
Yeah. It was a fun stream. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
Have a good one, Solsky. GG.
Yep, you too. GG.
Yeah, meanwhile, Maniacal, blink and you miss it. He's already out of Dragon.
Sure, he's got the right suit combination, but he's still got Ridley to deal with.
Yeah, unfortunately. Same case for Asdor as well. And, Miss Metroid, our tracker, confirming that Maniacal does not have the Varia suit, so if he is in fact going to Ridley, this is a Grand Hell run.
And that is not something that is in hard mode logic.
That's not something that's in any mode logic. Or either mode logic for our weekly restreams. So yeah, with that transition to Link to the Past, Ossie's game is now saved, so he will immediately hard reset to the ship, and it's now just off to fight the big brain. Oh, that's not funny. Maniacal just found magic powder in Aqueduct, and Hookshot could be behind that puppy.
And the only other thing it could be behind would be fake powder, which would be straight rude.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Maniacal is going to full clear Meridia, most likely looking for that Varia suit, maybe Ice Beam as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Shag Tool check at this point. I'm also gonna laugh if Hookshot's on Shag Tool.
The runners won't be laughing, I assure you. Especially those who don't know how to hover or can't hover.
And yeah, without Ice Beam, Aussie and, everybody, I should say, is going to have to do the Power Bomb strats for Super Metroid. And
really, game? You put Red Mail and Tempered Sword at Meridia Beach? Yeah, you nasty.
The GT care package, basically after GT. Except for, in Michael's case, this is fairly useful, to be fair.
Yeah, because Maniacal is not done with Link to the Past just yet.
Aussie actually needs to be a little careful. He's down to 226 HP. Now, granted, he is invincible while under the effect of the power bomb, but he's still gotta, get there while being chased by the Metroids. And I think he realized that and is did spring ball around them. Very nicely done.
Oh, hi, Hookshot. You're on Main Street.
Wow. You know what's hilarious?
Link chats. Cheesinator, you just got yourself a big LMAO. Because Hookshot location was indeed behind Hookless left side swamp. That is just... Oh my Lanta, that's just disgusting right there.
If I could slow clap right now, I would.
Yep. Game?
But yeah, that's...
nasty.
What's even funnier is we were just talking with Solsky about if you knew it was in Main Street Missiles, you'd do that Spike Spark method that we were talking about earlier, but lo and behold, that's what you could have done to get your hook shot.
Now, the question I have for y'all is this. Because hard logic is something that is not in my skill range just yet. My controller being a pain in the butt didn't help either, but that's beside the point. Spike suit for Main Street. Is that something that can be expected or no? Okay, chat's already saying it's a no, so we're gonna go with that, and I'll just say thank the Lord, because yeah, that'd be gross. What's next? We find out that Hookshot was on Hookshot was on Argus or pedestal or something. At this point, it might as well have been.
I mean, it was behind a pendant dungeon, to be fair.
But Aussie working on Mother Brain, that's phase 1. Out of supers does not matter when you have charge, wave, and plasma. Meanwhile, Maniacal is starting the Grand Hell Run. As I'm not sure where Asder's going. Dodges the ketchup beam.
And it would appear that Aussie is setting up for a stand-up glitch here.
Not so sure about that, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, he didn't get it. He's, not quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, same here.
It might be that, I guess maybe he mistimed his health because he doesn't have gravity suit.
That's possible.
Ooh, now check this out. Asder is water walking to Meridia here. Very clever play.
It really is, and that's a water walk that's set up courtesy of Skull Woods. Maniacal getting a crystal flash off in worst room in the game. Gonna have to do a couple of those to make this Grand Hell Run work out.
Yeah, he's got the ammunition only for one more crystal flash, but there is a chance for a power bomb refill in the Firefly room outside Ridley Escape.
There's also enemies outside Ridley's lair that have a tendency of dropping power bombs. Those can come into play too.
Yeah, the Fireflies can drop power bombs. Those green orb thingies can drop power bombs. There's a couple chances for refills for Maniacal here.
Maniacal's going to save here with 733 HP active and summon reserve. That's probably a good idea, all things considered.
Aussie, meanwhile, having no trouble laying 38 hyper beam shots into Mother Brain.
With that, it's time to escape. It's a 3-minute timer. But for these runners, that really isn't that much of a challenge.
Especially
first time through the game, it might be a challenge, but, well, for these veteran runners, it's nothing.
Yeah, with Speed Booster especially, there's a couple shortcuts.
There's some really cool movement tech you can do here.
Oh, Maniacal's HP just went into reserves. His health is too low for a Crystal Flash.
Yeah, so it's back to the save, so it's not the worst thing that could have happened. And speaking of not the worst thing that could have happened, Aussie bonked on the shaft's shine spark, so has to go up a slightly slower way.
Aster had to also launch a Crystal Flash here in front of Dragon. But ladies and gentlemen,
Go ahead.
ladies and gentlemen, please get your GGs in chat for Aussie101, who finishes in first place amongst our restream runners and first place overall with an official SRL time of 2:48.47.
GG, this was a rough seed.
Absolutely. Nevertheless, 2:48 is still really good. Oh, wait till we tell him where Hookshot and Gravity were. Ooh, nice grapple by Asder there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that.
And he is I'm a head on out right now. Very nicely done by Asder, and we are joined in the booth by Aussie101. GG's.
GG.
GG's, nicely done on that, Aussie. This seed was pretty darn mean, even considering hard logic.
Yeah, that was quite a trip.
So, would you like to know what the game was expecting you to do for Hookshot and Gravity Suit?
Yeah, where were they?
Gravity Suit was in Left Side Swamp, and Hookshot was in Main Street.
That's about what I expected.
Yeah. That was not a, that was a little rude, to say the least.
Yeah, it just played out as a full clear seed, so it got kind of dull in the middle.
Yeah, if you can believe it, Solsky was actually the first one to get the Titan's mitts, and the reason for that is the rest of you elected to... well, Solsky did AGA 1, because he didn't catch the hammer on Zora.
Yeah, like the Agabait was there. It wasn't a nice Zora check because there's no early money.
Yeah, and on top of that... I'm sorry, you first. I interrupted you.
I was just gonna say that we had the lamp and the Master Sword, so Pyramid Ledge made sense.
Yeah, and on top of to add insult to injury, the Pyramid Ledge had Speed Booster, which does open up checks, so...
Yeah, that was very mean. And he got the bow off of that, and got to finish off Eastern. It was really drawn out.
Yeah, that was unfortunately pretty much the only sort of upside for Solsky. Unfortunately, he took a KO in trying to get his Ice Rod. Because yeah, that Various suit was not a friendly location either. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, basically a Turtle Rock dive to get that hard required to get the book to then get it off the Ether tablet. Yeah, this seed was pretty obnoxious.
So I guess I was in like suit go mode for a while when I was doing Turtle Rock, I think. Like I noticed that I was just looking for a suit because I didn't have enough health to do the high jumpless lava dive and then all the way through Lorne Warfare. So the Varia put me in go mode just by letting me do the hell run.
Maniacal, actually, on the subject of that, he is actually at the tail end of the grand hell run right now.
Like this power bomb strat that Asder's using. Gets rid of all of them, doesn't take a single point of damage from the Metroids. Nice.
Yeah, you gave us a good scare there, Aussie, on the last couple Metroids, because we noticed by then you were down to 2 E-tanks, but you were able to spring ball your way around them very nicely.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was being smart, grouping them all up and then power bombing, but the first room took away half my health because I didn't have gravity. So I played the rest more carefully. Dragon was the real thing that I hadn't really practiced in the seed. I've only recently done the RBO strat, where you get a blue suit for the escape. So I just learned how to do that this past week.
Okay.
And it came in handy.
It certainly did. You and Asder actually both elected to do different strats for GT last chest. You have elected to do your, I guess we can call it patented Moldorm 2 bounce, and Asder hovered. You both finished at about the same time. You actually caught up to Asder in your GT climbs in that fashion.
Okay. I was feeling a little bad because I fell a few times.
And Moldorm was not friendly to anybody today.
Yeah. Some falls are expected if we're going for bounces and hovers. But it's cool that we got to show off the different ways to get past.
Yeah, you and Asder both made this a very nicely performed hookshotless seed. Now, one thing, were you intentionally trying to go for stand-up glitch during the Mother Brain fight? I can't remember.
Not especially.
Okay.
I saved just so I could have a not stressful Mother Brain at the end of the scene. I would have liked to get it, but I took a little extra damage. Because without gravity, you're taking double damage.
Oof, and I think
Maniacal had to reset there. Chat saying he was short of super.
which doesn't make sense because he's had 9. Oh, for the Crystal Flash. Never mind. I thought it was like to get through a door or something.
Yeah, that first key hunter out of the save room is a real pain.
Yeah, we didn't find Screw Attack either. That's probably chilling in left side GT. Nobody went full left after Stalfo's room.
Might have also been in tile room.
True. Yeah, the Three Stooges. I like to call these 3 key hunters the Three Stooges, not being kind of maniacal.
Yeah, so it looked like Larry Moe and Curly Joe were all standing there giving him the business.
I mean, it makes sense because they use their nails to poke Samus's eyes out.
As well as their other appendages to cause all sorts of other not so comedic moments for our runners.
And it looks like Asder is not setting for stand-up glitch either. Got a little bit close damaging down there, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're supposed to know the damage values, so we should have the damage intake under control. But sometimes you can miscalculate.
That potion's not going to help Maniacal. That's another reset.
Yikes. Yeah, this is one of the downsides of the Grand Hell Run, folks. You gotta make it in and out.
There's
And
no
right
good.
now, it's the out that's causing the problem.
There's no good super missile he can farm on the way out either. The key hunters would be the better chance, but he doesn't have a fast way to kill them. It'd be plasma shots. And then the Namahays have a really low chance of supers.
Yeah, not to mention no X-ray visor or X-ray scope, which would make sorry, I've been playing a lot of Metroid Prime 2 Randomizer. No X-ray scope, which means microwaving's not a thing either. That'd be best case scenario right now.
I think microwaving would actually reduce heat damage while killing them, because they would take damage faster, but your heat frames would not kill you faster.
I think so.
So yeah, that'd be a smart way to get past them. If he had it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't find X-ray scope. I think that's probably chilling in GT too, or back a swamp.
Yeah, it's
It
one
could
of
also-
the items I was looking for in GT to make Dragon easier.
Actually, come to think of it, y'all managed to stay away from Misery Mire. Oh, that second Musketeer not being nice to Maniacal there. That just took out a huge chunk of his health.
And that's
Third one,
an
I think.
input failure. I don't think he's getting out of this one.
No, he's too low on missiles.
Yeah, now with that last hit at the end.
Yeah, I think that's the reset. Yeah.
Yeah, he might have been better off power bombing to maybe get some iframes to get by.
They are immune to power bombs.
Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, Aster is on his way out of Mother Brain. So he'll be our next restream runner to cross the finish line here tonight.
Maniacal didn't like the pattern. Can't say I blame him there. Sometimes RNG just says a big old no to what you're trying to do. And that can be in a number of different randomizers. I see it with this. I've certainly seen it with Earthbound Ancient Cave as part of the ongoing Super Series. More on that at another time, as get your GGs in chat for Asder, who has finished second on our restream and second overall with a time of 3 hours, 1 minute flat.
Very nicely done by Asder and GG's. And we have Asder joining us in the Twitch chat. GG. So yeah, Asder, chat's I see chat's getting you all updated on the last few items you missed out on.
Yeah, this was a rude seed, to put it mildly.
Did anyone find high jump boots? Actually, no. No one found high jump. No one found X-ray. No one found X-ray. Did I just say that X-ray
Yeah,
twice?
you said that twice. I think you meant screw attack.
Yeah, that's the one I meant. But yeah, no, there were a lot of Super Metroid items we never ran into. We think they were chilling in GT. So what are your thoughts on the seed overall, Asder?
This is cutting it close at 274.
Yeah,
His movement's got to be near flawless here. So he's basically got a haul ass, and this is cutting it stupid close.
Don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit!
Get out, get out, get out! Okay. When I said that was cutting it stupid close, I was not kidding.
Yeah, and Maniacal also passed up on Wave Beam too. That probably would have made things a little easier.
I don't think he had a choice but to pass it up. Okay. I would not head that way just yet. If I were him, I would stay and maybe get some health.
I think he's trying to figure out how to do that.
Except that's not gonna help.
He doesn't need much, but that is what it looks like he's thinking about.
Yeah, I think he's got barely enough. No, he's not feeling it.
I think he might have... Well, he's reloading the room to reload the enemies.
Okay, so he's out at 26. Hopefully Frogs and Frog Speedway give him something. And a little
Not
bit.
much.
Probably could have used some power bombs there, really.
But it is enough to... Maniacal. I think he's going straight... He's going straight for the portal. He doesn't need a save room.
I do not blame him whatsoever. That's basically one of those just GTFO moments.
Yeah, I forgot... I didn't realize he was that close to Business Center. Oh boy.
That qualifies as a near heart attack, folks.
Yeah, I think Maniacal's next stop, if I were a gambling man, would be GT at this point. He's got hookshot. He's basically got everything he needs. Oh yeah, Aussie, that was another hilarious moment. Maniacal found Tempered Sword and Red Mail in the watering hole.
Yep, could use those for Trinex, right?
I think y'all could have used that for Trinex and the end game.
Yeah, we were observing a lot of Link to the Past KOs tonight. Hookshot was in Main Street Missiles of Meridia. So they were gravity suit locked. And that stupid suit was in Left Side Swamp. Oh, what a way for this one to wind down, ladies and gentlemen. Now, maybe Maniacal will show us some more of GT, and maybe we'll actually get to see where those remaining Super Metroid items were, but I doubt it.
Well, with the
Yeah,
hookshot,
I've got my doubts on that one too.
with hookshot, he's more inclined to go left. Without it, we had to do some bomb jumps to get to the chest.
That is true. He can check after Salphos room now.
He's doing tile room.
Oh, this is gonna be so good if this is screw attack. Oh, never mind.
Nope, he just debated us.
Oh, that's one I'm gonna have to ask him about. He might have just forgotten that. Well, there's the key.
But he ain't going back.
Oh, that's funny. Nice use of that hook shot there to stun the Stalfos.
Too bad the stun prize wasn't anything worth writing home about.
Yeah, some hearts would have been nice. Oh!
Wow, game. Now you're just being... Now you're just being a word I can't say right now, or else I get in trouble.
Where was that when we needed it 20 minutes ago?
Or like 2 hours ago.
Oh, that's funny. Miss
It was
Metroid,
the
it was screw attack.
attack.
In literally the next side, left side chest. Just why?
Yeah.
I think I'll take my leave here. So thanks for commentating, Captain Leslie. And thanks, Miss Metroid, for tracking.
Alright, it was our pleasure. GG's.
GG's.
Yeah, and don't forget to also shout outs to our other tracker, Cool Papa Bell, who has departed for the evening as well. But we do want to still extend shout outs because he did an amazing job tonight helping us stay on top of things.
He also did well earlier working with me on the Z3R 2 p.m. daily while I was having some technical difficulties. Leave it at that.
Well, at least we're going to get to see the rest of GT here.
As well as Ice Armos, beaten quickly.
Oh, that's a map. That's not high jump boots. That's not high jump boots either. Maybe they were in the back of swamp.
It's possible. I mean, Ice Beam could have been chilling out back there.
Quite literally.
Thought our runners did go to Meyer Shed, but I don't quite remember there being anything there.
There was nothing in Maya Shed. I know someone was there, but yeah, absolutely junk in Maya Shed. Oh god, GT Big Chest. That would be rude.
Especially knowing we're about to find that key.
Granted, I doubt Maniacal's going for it at this point. Yeah, he out. After grabbing a key, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna grab one more key so he doesn't have to worry about the baby helmet stores on floor 6.
Or he could mirror maybe just a frame too early.
Well,
Oops.
good news is there's at least that key up there. The bad news is we can honestly look at that and say, I'm pretty sure he could join us in saying, "Oh, I missed."
Or as Steve Carell once said, missed it by that much.
And we've all been there, believe me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with everything we have seen tonight, I'm actually surprised this didn't end up being an Oops All Dungeon scene and Meyer ended up being not required.
Yeah, I mean, the potential was there for it. The bait was there for Aghanim to be included in that, but not to be. Not this time, anyway.
Yeah, Meyer wasn't too far off from being a big bait, but to be fair, it was behind Turtle Rock at the very least, so... Yeah, that's actually another thing. We never found Flute. So yeah, I think it's a safe bet that Flute is probably in Mire, and Various Suit was your logical Mire access.
Nice 2 cycle there. To answer that question in chat, that would have been Solsky that fell for the Aga 1 trap. Sent him on a different route, and well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been... It's just unfortunate that Speed Booster was on Pyramid Ledge. If it had been anything else, we'd probably be singing a much more different tune here.
Like, had that been the Moon Pearl, then everybody would have had to have done Aga.
Or if it had been... Or if it had been Missiles or an E-Tank, it would have at least stopped the Pain Train a little early. I'm starting to think it's getting close to the point of being a universal tip that before doing Aga, you always check Zora. It seems to have been, I've seen it a couple times where it's either been Zora or Aga, and skipping Zora ended up not being the call. Yeah,
good timing of getting that 4th piece of heart to fill that container.
Absolutely.
It's maniacally much needed health refill. So now the question is, how's the agonometry gonna play out for Maniacal? Not a friendly pattern.
Aga being at least giving a better geometry pattern, but unfortunately just getting blue-balled.
Yep. And sometimes teleporting out of the way where he has no damage frames whatsoever.
Well, to be fair, that's what a smart enemy should do, but...
Yeah, but when that orb shrinks down to the smallest size, he does have frames where he can take damage.
Fascinating.
Yeah, random things that I find on my own time and other Link to the Past rando races where, and even just practicing the Aga 2 patterns to see what works, what doesn't. I've found out a few things about the fight that I wouldn't have found out about otherwise.
Also, Maniacal is totally memeing right now.
Well, that's one place to practice others. Now, had he used Ether or Quake in the Baby Helma room before Force 7, that would have set the damage values to where Aghanim wouldn't be knocked back after every fireball had hit him. So that would have created a weird effect.
Oh, wow.
I stumbled upon that one by mistake. It was my last Challenge Cup race. Hopefully he doesn't repeat what I did in my exit, where I've actually soft-locked in this room.
Yeah, I've seen a are you talking about spamming fire rod by accident?
Silvers.
Oh, okay, because I recently observed a I can't remember if it was a Link to the Past or SMZ3. I think it was a Link to the Past where the seed was frustrating and somebody was spamming fire rod shots, but in doing so, soft locked at the 1x3 bridge. Couldn't move.
That's basically what I did, but with a different item. So its title of the most dangerous 1x3 in all of gaming. You'd be surprised at how apt that is.
Yeah, it has caused it has caused no end of frustration and snagging defeat from the jaws of victory moments, I think is the term would go.
Certainly is, and that's 1G for Maniacal. Still has to go get Mother Brain.
Now, I would like to report at this time that we have 3 other finishers in our community race. We have Neaterific finishing in 3rd with an SRL time of 3:16:02. Maximum Barnage finishing just 41 seconds later with a time of 3:16:43. And we have Hitaka in 5th with a time of 3:18:21. So get your GGs in chat for those runners.
And this just in, as you were talking about all that, a 4th runner across the finish line, that would be Ace0187 with a 399, just barely cutting the 320. And once again, Speed Gaming is joining us with another raid. We are coming down towards the end of our combo randomizer hard logic seed, and there was some hard logic tonight as you needed the ice rod from a hell run to beat Trinex. At least I believe the hell runs were hard, at least one of them was hard required.
That particular hell run wasn't hard required. You could have gone into TR, gone back, and then gone back to get the ether tablet, and then go finish up Norfair, but that's still not very nice.
Nah, this seed did some pretty nasty things. Like, here's one for you. If Swamp had been a crystal, it would have been a hard required double dip. Because you had Gravity Suit left side, and Hook shot at Main Street missing. Like,
That's just a no moment.
This... Sometimes these seeds can pull off some very rude stuff, and this seed definitely did that, and then some.
Yeah, Maniacal also, everybody unfortunately resorting to having to use the power bomb strat for the Metroids. Luckily, Maniacal not making as much of a meal of his health as Aussie did.
Yeah, Aussie was in trouble in this room, but was doing some very good spring ball dodges to avoid taking damage, as we're seeing from Maniacal.
And Hitaka is joining us in the chat saying, cool hover seed. Yeah, pretty much was.
Yeah, this basically was a hover seed unless you went left side swamp. No, that wasn't it. He got baited into Aga 1, fell behind him, and took a very bad death. That cost him even more time.
Yeah, he was trying to get the Ice Rod in Norfair Reserve, but unfortunately took a KO, and his last save was in Rex Ship.
He might have been saving that for the exit. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, he had trouble getting the ice rod. I remember he stumbled a little. But yeah, Maniacal also didn't get baited into Left Side Swamp either, but he did, or not Left Side Swamp, Suitless Meridia, but he did do the Grand Hell Run to Ridley. You know what, Hitaka? Everybody did that.
Yeah,
Everybody did that.
Yeah. That was one of the trollier parts of the scene. Low money and you have to get hammered from King Zora. That's going from being a scammer to committing extortion.
But yeah, Solsky basically last location the hammer on Zora, so that was his I mean, it looked like he was going to recover for a second because he did find Titan's Mitts and Pod after defeating Helmasaur, because he was the only one who single dipped it. But yeah, that KO in Norfair Reserve did him in. Let's see if we get a stand-up glitch from Maniacal here. It looks like the health is doable. Yeah, he's going for it.
Yep.
Yeah, the game was really generous with blue goo. I think 3 out of the 4 potions were blue, the other was green. And where were they? One was in CAC, the other was in Rex Ship, the third was in Sahasrala's Closet, question mark?
The fourth one was on the escape. I think I want to say Franker Z missile.
Yeah, Franker Z. Trying to remember where that second bottle was.
One was the chicken coop, I remember that.
That was the first bottle, yeah. Where's the third sword?
Meridia Beach.
Yeah, watering hole.
Yeah.
Ironically, also with red mail.
So yeah, this seed had you do some nasty logic chains. It was definitely disgusting. Yeah, Maniacal skipped Varia, and it cost him some time on the Grand Hell Run, but he pulled it off.
Anybody who could successfully pull it off, regardless of how many attempts it requires, always gets points in my book.
Agreed, because that ain't easy to do.
I think, yeah, Maniacal, I think, just elected to skip Ether Tablet at this point. He might have been feeling behind, I don't know. I mean, we'll ask him in the interview for sure. And I don't think it'll be long until that happens, folks. As we are just winding down, Maniacal will be making his way out.
Alright, clear from Turian. Now for the shaft. But instead of the climb, it's the shine spark.
Yeah, manages to pull that one off. And will we be getting a save of the animals? Answer.
Prediction? No.
Yeah, answer no.
And with that, get your GGs in chat for Maniacal, who wraps up our restream in 3rd place, 7th overall, with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 28 minutes, 50 seconds.
Hataka Aussie Moldorm bounced. Asder hovered.
Fun fact, that was actually my first time seeing the Moldorm bounce.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can call it his patented strategy now. But yeah, we are going to wait and see if Maniacal will join us up in the booth for an interview. But it looks like in the meantime, we do have an 8th place finisher. Apathy Duck finishes with a time of 3:30:37.
Nicely done. This was sure, Space Jump was in logic as a result of it being hard, but I don't think the game actually hard required it.
No, I don't think
Well,
Space Jump is
not
hard
for
required
anything
for
immediate,
anything.
anyway.
Yeah, I don't think so. We never even saw Showcase Showdown. No one even went to Gold Torizo.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't get checked at the minimum. Maybe if we had Flute, you would have seen that, but oh well, a seed's a seed, I guess.
And actually, we have our 3rd place finisher, Nidorific, in chat also telling us that Flute was in Checkerboard Cave. What a spot for that to be.
Wow.
But we do have Maniacal joining us in the booth. Maniacal, GG to you.
Hey, thanks. GG.
So congrats on performing the Grand Hell Run.
Okay. I was pretty sad about how that one went down. I was playing like garbage. It was like I hadn't played either game before in my life tonight. It was very bad.
To be fair, you ended up skipping the you were able to not have to do Suitless Meridia. Unlike everybody else decided to do.
I mean, I did go in on it, but then I said, I don't like doing this without high jump boots. And I got stuck in the sand and I said, I'll come back. I wanted to go in and kill Dragon, and then I realized that I would need to multiple spring ball jump because... So this seed was me getting punished by a whole bunch of like fairly easy things that I don't know how to do or wasn't comfortable doing, just from lack of having bothered to practice them. And multiple spring ball jump, Dragon escape, and or crystal flesh, Dragon exit, like RBO, were 2 of the things that most punished me. Because otherwise I'm in go mode about an hour earlier and can be a lot more conservative about how I approach the hell runs, and can probably try and just force my way through the Lower Norfair play, but don't need to look for hookshot if I'm anywhere near practiced on hovers, which I'm not. So I went for one in Hookshot Cave and just felt very, very out of rhythm. and so I didn't want to commit to it. And again, another piece of like easy tech that I just haven't bothered to learn is the bomb jump Moldorm 2. So like I just don't have the setup for it. And so there was a bunch of stuff that just punished me in this one, so felt bad. But all in all, fun seed. Felt at least medium positive about getting Morph ahead of Bo. That influenced a little bit of how I chose to sequence Super Metroid, just knowing where Bo had to be, and the fact that I didn't actually need to go get it at some point. That was another thing. I wasn't comfortable with Bolus GT, even if it was on the table. So like this seed was just highlighting all of the things that I was not prepared to do because, frankly, I'm lazy and haven't practiced them.
Well, Neaterific is saying that if you did want to get your high jump boots, this would have been an Oops All Dungeon seed.
Yeah, you would have had to kill Vitreous.
I mean, it pretty much was. It was very close to Oops All Dungeons. I didn't go into Castle Tower and I didn't go into Mire, but...
Yeah, Solsky actually,
I'm
unfortunately... Go on.
I was going to say, I'm curious where Varia was.
It was on the Ether tablet.
Oh, I thought... I was wondering what I left behind on Ether. I said, shucks, I left Ether behind. I was supposed to do it right after Turtle Rock and just completely botched it. And had save and quit beforehand, and I was like, well, I wanted to do Spike Cave or Ether Tab to Spike Cave there, and then I just committed to leaving those until I found, or forever, unless I had to go back up to get Hookshot. So that was, yeah, that one probably cost me about 4 or 5 finish positions in this one, just off the back of the dumb hardships I had on Lower Norfair exit and how clustered 3rd through 6th were.
You also were the only one on the restream to show us Screw Attack, which jerk position, by the way.
Yeah, I was pretty sad to find Screw Attack because I was also of the mind that I probably should have done GT first. Before Lower Norfair, and then that also would have saved me, probably 7-ish minutes. I don't think it saves the full 10 Screw Attack there, but whereas Varia probably would have. I don't know. Maybe it saves like almost all of it. I would have still had to do a little bit of farming, maybe, with Screw Attack. It's close. But yeah, this one, didn't break my way. Basically double full clear, with the exception of Shacktool Plasma, Sand Pits, and Mama Turtle, and then Mire and things in Swamp behind Hookshot. I guess rest of Hookshot Cave Pedestal, Ether Tablet obviously, and Spike Cave, and then it was like Dig Spot and other things of that ilk.
Yeah, we never learned what was on the mushroom, powder, or shovel. We didn't even see the shovel.
Yeah, I never found that one. Powder and mushroom I got. But yeah, I mean, post GT I wasn't going to go turn in the mushroom.
Well,
The other real big thing that went unaccounted for, as far as we're aware, is the Ice Beam.
Yeah, I was wondering about that one, and I said, oh no, I haven't found the Ice Beam. But, I mean, I had basically infinite ammo because I was entertaining the idea that I probably would have to do that, or that Lower Norfair Hell Run was looking very possible. So I was Gravity, Varia, and Hookshot away, as things that were basically optional items with my loadout that a better player or someone more practiced than me would have been able to just say, screw it, I'm not going to bother finding any of those things. But so like the mitts should have been go mode, but instead I ended up full clearing a whole bunch more dungeons looking for stuff.
So Neaterific is once again giving us the intel here. Icebeam was in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah.
The
So-
end of that annoying gravity suit chain.
Yeah.
That's
My,
just
if
cold.
my hover
man.
were a little better, I probably would have had it then, but then obviously Ganon hole hovers were absolutely fine, so who knows.
Well, we certainly appreciate you running for us tonight. You put on a great show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Sad that I didn't execute too well, but you know, that's going to be some days. Haven't been playing a ton lately, so you know, just a little rusty. But yeah, thanks for having me in. Thanks for having me on the restream, and GG to all the folks who've already finished and who will finish following the conclusion of this. But yeah, take it easy and have a good night.
Good night.
It was our pleasure. GG's.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to put an end to tonight's episode of the Super Metroid A Link to the Past Randomizer Monday weekly race. We will be back with SMZ3 on Sunday, where we present to you another, I believe it's another hard mode 2v2 multi-world SMZ3 race. So we invite you to join us for that Sunday, March 8th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That is going to be a blast. If you are looking for more speed gaming action for the upcoming 24-ish hours, we are currently now in the heat, quite literally, of the A Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 2. We've got races sprinkled all throughout the day tomorrow, starting at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time and proceeding pretty much throughout the entirety of the afternoon and evening.
That we do. The only other things on the schedule would be the Final Fantasy 1 weekly rando, as well as 8 at night, Super Mario World, No Cape, No Star World.
So we invite you folks, if you're looking for more speed gaming action over the next 24 hours, to join in for that. But with that said, Leslie, is there anything else you want to say before we close the book on this one?
This seed was just, it may not have been hard required by hard logic, but good gosh, it was definitely a nasty one, that's for sure. Not sure if hard logic enabled it to be this nasty or not, but whoo-wee, this was a rough one.
You said it. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, once again, shout outs to our trackers, Cool Papa Bell 2282 and Miss Metroid for tracking this evening and keeping us all informed. Leslie, always a pleasure commentating with you.
Always a pleasure to call one of these weekly seeds, as well as any of the seeds I get to call, really. This is always a delight. Always get to see something new, always get to see something crazy happen. And this was no different. Looking forward to another one in the very near future.
Can't argue with you on that one. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for watching. We wish you a good night, and we will see you next mission. Take care, folks.
GG's. Have a good night.